A Steelers insider took a shot at the Jets and took a shot at Justin Fields. Seems like sour grapes. Let's talk about it. Boy Green Daily starts right now.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Dewey Mama.
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Good morning, people. I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. And boy, was yesterday a show for the ages. That's why you tune in every single day at 7:30 in the morning. You never know what's going to happen. Which, we'll see what today brings. Wow, what a program. Make sure as you guys are heading in, you like the video, hit subscribe. Also, a shout out to our audio-only listeners of the show. God bless. Shout out to the people who watch after the fact. Thank you. And a couple of shout outs to people in the chat. Shout out to Austrian Jet fan in the chat, baby. Brand new avatar. We see that. Thank you to Dave Briga, who defended me so valiantly against the aggressive nature of one Bobby Midnight. Now, Bobby Midnight did reach out to me over Facebook, and it seems like everything is squashed. But we'll see. For Lily and Big D said yesterday might have been the best show ever. LOL. I got a lot of messages about that. NY Jets FL. Paul, are you taking calls today? TBD. No, I'm just kidding. We will take calls in the second half of the show. That is true. And let's just give a shout out to MFC Mother Effing Chew, baby, gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. And that membership went to Robert Foley. You are now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to MFC, who just got himself another raffle ticket. MFC is at, let me see, I just had it here. Make sure I say it correctly. Niner. And 9 raffle tickets so far this month for Mother Effing Chew. Let's flip the leaderboard here. Here's our top 5 gifters so far this month. A-Step 10 is 103 raffle tickets. Jimmy Jets is 76. Austrian Jet Fan is 73. For Lily and Big D up to now 35. Thank you for that $9.99 super chat yesterday. And Devin, a.k.a. DNY for life. Round out your top 5, baby, here on the channel. And here's what you're competing for, and then we're going to get into today's topic, which has me heated. Quite heated. We'll see as heated as some people yesterday. That's TBD. Throw it up on the big board. A New York Jets patched out pullover hoodie. A unique Super Bowl prize pack with all kinds of cool items from Super Bowl past. And a custom laser engraving Jets Boy Green gift package. Again, everyone that buys raffle tickets, which are $2.99 a piece, anywhere during the month of March, are eligible for this giveaway. Again, the tickets are $2.99 a pop. You could do it with cumulative super chats. You could do it with buying a Boy Green Coffee Club membership for yourself. If you want to support the channel, feel free to do so. It is in the YouTube description down below. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club here, or choose to gift channel memberships. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the money sign. Final option, gift channel memberships. And how about this? On today's program, I'll be giving out some memberships myself. It only feels right, baby, to give back to the fans. It only feels right, baby. Only feels right. Look at this, our number 1 Austrian Jet fan in that gifting mood. He gifted a gosh darn membership here on the channel. Booyah! That membership went to Thomas Roseman. Okay. Number 1 Austrian Jet fan up to 74 raffle tickets so far this month. Beautiful. You love to see it. Boom shakalaka. Getting a little uncomfortably close to Jimmy Jets over there. All right. 74 for our number 1 Austrian Jet fan. Appreciate you. Thank you, Austrian. God bless. Hey, speak of the devil. Jimmy Jet says, hey, let me get in on the action. Yeah. This went to Dayboss17. Shout out to Jimmy Jets, who added another one, DJ Collins style. He now has 77 raffle tickets so far this month. Shout out to Jimmy Jets, baby. Nice. He is in second place in our contest. 77 raffle tickets. Booyah. I'll do this. The next person that gifts 5 memberships, I will immediately return fire with gifting 5 of my own. So whoever gifts 5 next, I will double that up. I will match your donation offer of 5. So keep that on the back burner whenever that hits. But people, let's get right into business here. The Jets obviously signed Justin Fields to a 2-year deal for $40 million. They did. Justin Fields was considered to be the second best free agent quarterback on the market. The second best. And Jimmy, you checked it off the bucket list, and so did Dalt for that matter. You guys both jumped in. So I will gift some memberships here in a second. Hey now, appreciate you, Jimmy, Jets, and Dalt. We'll get right to you. But real quick on Justin Fields. A lot of people have said some things, but the thing that seemed to really get stuck in my craw is Steelers insider Jerry Dulac, who's covered the Steelers forever for the Post-Gazette. He joined the Rich Eisen show this week. And here are 2 quotes I'm going to highlight. Number 1, he took a shot at the Jets. Aaron Rodgers going to the New York Giants makes zero amount of sense, Jerry Dulac said, unless their offer is ridiculous, which New York teams tend to do, which is what we saw with Justin Fields. So Jets catching a stray there. He's talking about Aaron Rodgers and potentially going to the Steelers and all that jazz. And he called the Jets' contract offer to Justin Fields ridiculous. Here's more from Jerry Dulac. Quote, Justin Fields wanted to test the free agent market, and I'm sure he's referencing the Pittsburgh Steelers, didn't expect him, Justin Fields, to get that kind of offer. Rich Eisen, the guy won 10 games in 3 years in Chicago and played 6 games last year. That is not a quality body of work to get a $40 million 2-year deal, but that is what we see in free agency. That is what we see from teams like the Jets and the Browns who make decisions like that. Okay. Yeah, the Jets make decisions like that. Interesting. So let's go to the tail of the tape, people. By the way, we got a full article in the YouTube description down below. Let's go to the tail of the tape. So Pittsburgh Steelers team president Art Rooney II said in late January that his preference would be that the Steelers bring back one of their quarterbacks from last season. That is either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. So team president Art Rooney II said that back in late January, 2 months ago. Before free agency, ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler came out and said the Steelers prefer Fields over Wilson. They wanted Justin Fields back. Well, spoiler alert, that feeling wasn't mutual because if you don't remember, Justin Fields led the Pittsburgh Steelers to a 4-2 record last season, set a career high in completion percentage, set a career high in quarterback rating, and set a career high in interception percentage of it being so low. That's the lowest interception percentage Justin Fields has ever had, albeit small sample size, because he had the job yanked away from him by the Pittsburgh Steelers. An NFL Network insider, Ian Rappaport, shared after free agency played out where Justin Fields picked the Jets, he said that Fields being benched was weighing on his mind as he made his decision, i.e., he didn't forget. So the Jets are getting made fun of for this quote-unquote ridiculous contract to Justin Fields, which I'll get into the ridiculous part in a second. But let's stay in Steelers town. So the Jets gave a ridiculous offer for Justin Fields, yet Jerry Dulac later in his interview with Rich Eisen admitted that the Steelers' quote-unquote best plan of attack at the QB position would have been re-signing Justin Fields. Let's bring up this quote from old Jerry Dulac. Quote, if it came down to Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, I think Arthur Smith and a few other offensive coaches would have preferred Fields for a number of reasons. He's only 26. We know Rodgers is going to be 42. Fields' mobility, Fields' speed. They saw what he did in those 4 of those 6 starts to get wins at the beginning of the season. So let me get this straight. If the Steelers keep Justin Fields, continuity, 26, he's fast, he's mobile, positive. But he goes to the Jets, we're like, his sample size sucks. What are the Jets doing? Jets always jet. Huh? Who? What? It sounds like this. This is what it sounds like to me, is the Steeler fan and the Steeler media is entering unknown territory, which I would like to welcome you personally to the rest of the National Football League. The Steelers had Terry Bradshaw, franchise quarterback, won 4 Super Bowls in the 70s, steel curtain, wonderful. You got Big Ben Roethlisberger, won a couple of Super Bowls here in the 21st century. You had great quarterback play, and it's terrific. But welcome to the rest of the NFL, buddy. The rest of the NFL where we don't have quarterbacks falling off of trees, okay? Welcome to the rest of the NFL, pal, because... interesting, as we're taking shots at the Jets and their quarterback situation, what about the Steelers' quarterback situation? What's their answer? Mason Rudolph? Rudolph the gosh darn red-nosed reindeer? Is that your answer, Pittsburgh Steelers people? I don't know about all that. By the way, the Steelers are quote-unquote all in on Aaron Rodgers. Did you hear that? NFL insider Albert Breer shared that on the Rich Eisen show, that the Steelers are all in on Aaron Rodgers. You want to know something that's funny, Steelers fans? Is apparently Aaron Rodgers ain't all in on you. How about this? Apparently, the preferred destination for Aaron Rodgers is the Minnesota Vikings. So he doesn't want you. Does that feeling sound familiar, Steelers fans? Because Justin Fields didn't want you either. And here's this. Oh, how sweet it is. Okay, maybe Aaron Rodgers ends up on the Steelers. We could have that conversation. It's possible. It's within the realm of possibilities, of course. It's possible. But here's another possibility, according to NFL insider Mike Silver. Mike Silver says if the Vikings say no to Rodgers, which again is still up in the air, that Rodgers could just take his ball and go home and say, hey, Giants, fuck you. Hey, Steelers, fuck you. And he could just retire. Apparently, that's among the possibilities. So, Steelers, you elitist pigs, think about this, that a quarterback may say to you, you know what? I'd rather retire than play for your franchise. How does that feel? How does that feel? Okay, Jets getting all these stray bullets for this Garbaggio. What are we talking about? Interesting. Now let's go to the ridiculous contract, quote unquote, Jerry Dulac. Get out your reading glasses, sir. How about this? Okay, talk about ridiculous contract. Justin Fields signed a 2-year deal for $40 million. Ridiculous. I would prefer a different R word. Reasonable, not ridiculous. Reasonable. Now, I know that doesn't catch as many headlines, Jerry Dulac, but let's work with me here, okay? Justin Fields making $20 million per season. Jerry, do you know where that ranks in the National Football League? Don't worry, buddy. I did the math already for you. Number 16. Number 16 is where Justin Fields currently sits. You know how many teams are in the National Football League, Jerry Dulac? 32. So you're telling me the ridiculous overspending Jets spent half the league in the middle of the pack, 16th on Justin Fields in free agency? That's the big ridiculous? Jerry, come on, Jerry. Come on, Jerry. $20 million per season is no nothing money for a starting quarterback. Now, I can admit things. That's part of my 12-step program. I can admit things. Did Fields get more money than I thought he would? Sure. Yeah. The projections by Pro Football Focus for contracts that free agents would receive on the open market, Justin Fields was expected to sign a 1-year deal for $11 million. Instead, he got a multi-year deal for double the money. So, yes, did he get more money? Sure. But that's sort of free agency, isn't it? People get paid more money to do this or that. Yeah. So, the Jets overpaid, perhaps. But at least we have a quarterback. You guys don't. And that you guys were so arrogant that you thought, Steelers people, that you thought that you could bench Justin Fields, tell his ass to sit down in the corner like a little boy in timeout, and that at the end of the season, you could turn around and walk back over to Justin and say, hey, Justin, yeah, sorry about that. Anywho, we want to re-sign you, pal. We want to bring you back. And Justin Fields went, hey, Rock, fuck you. That's what he did for our wrestling reference of the day. And of course they did. And now it sounds like Aaron Rodgers might say fuck you to the Steelers too. So, I just wanted to make sure we highlighted Jerry Dulac, who at a later point of the conversation, the Rich Eisen show said Justin Fields has youthfulness. He has upside. What could he have been in the Steelers, in a Steelers uniform? But as soon as he goes to the Jets, all that positivity goes out the door. That sounds like sour grapes, because I think, Jerry, you're realizing what other Steelers fans are realizing. and you're realizing you might not have a quarterback. And that's a scary place. Hey, welcome to the rest of the room, pal. The Jets haven't had a quarterback in a long-ass time. So welcome to the club, and let's go. It's funny that I wanted to talk about this. It's funny. I wanted to talk about this. And yesterday, I ran into a Steelers fan. So here's the story. I put it out on Twitter. Some people don't believe it. That's okay. My fiance said, hey, fiance, what do you want for dinner last night? What do you want for dinner? She said pizza. And there's a lot of pizza places out in the universe, but we decided to go to the pizza spot right outside my house. It's like, I don't know, a couple 100 yards away, maybe, something like that. So I walk out the house, I go down to the pizza shop. I say, hey, here's the pizza. I want a half cheese, half pepperoni. And they're like, sure, it'll take like 20, 25 minutes. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. I'll be on Twitter looking at football news or something. So I go and sit down in a booth, and I'm looking straight at the counter where they're making the pizza. Okay, this happens. A big burly white gentleman comes over, and I feel that he's within my presence, within like 7 feet. And I hear a voice say, you got shitty taste in a football team. I look down from my phone and look up and meet eyes with the man. And I'm like, what was that? He said, you've got shitty taste in a football team. And I look down, and I'm wearing my big Jets leather jacket. I'm wearing my gray Jets t-shirt. And I ponder on what he said for a moment. And then I turn back to Steelers fan. I say, who's your team? Because he wasn't wearing any gear, so I couldn't tell. Who's your team, buddy boy? And he goes, the black and yellow, baby. Oh, my God. Disgusting. And then I'm like, you guys haven't won a playoff game since 2016. Now this mother doesn't even know what he just did when he's trying to take a shot at Jets boy. How about some random Jets boy, buddy? Sports talk radio host. I'm ready to scrap. I'm ready to roll up the sleeves. So I say, your team hasn't won a playoff game in 9 years, man. And he goes, what? Six rings, baby. 6 rings. Oh, jeez. Here we go. 6 rings, 6 championships, black and yellow. I'm like, okay, pal. I'm like, who's your quarterback? And then all of a sudden he goes, his face of like, and he's like, well, and I'm like, well, we know who our quarterback is. Justin Fields. And then he turns around and turns toward the counter. I'm sure trying to, let the molecules and brain thoughts try to see if he could come with a comeback. He half turned around and went, and then he just walked out. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, real nice. You thought, I'm going to get a good joke on this Jets fan, huh? This is going to be real funny, huh? What happened? You tucked your tail between your fat-ass cheeks and you walked out the door and left the shop. Okay, pal? But nice try. Nice try. So Steelers fans, you're feeling what the rest of us are feeling, which is the point. And I'm going to circle all this way back to the beginning of Justin Fields, and I'll go back to all your memberships gifting, which we appreciate. We have 400 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Is Justin Fields going to be a success here? I imitate Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Gang. No clue, man. No idea. Maybe, maybe not. Not sure. I don't have a crystal ball, believe it or not. So I'm unaware of what exactly is going to happen this season. I'm unaware. But out of the options that were behind door number 1, 2, 3, 4 of, hey, your quarterback could be Justin Fields. Okay. Hey, your quarterback could be Carson Wentz. Okay. Hey, your quarterback could be Marcus Mariota. Oh, boy. Your quarterback could be maybe a rookie if he's available. Yeah, I'll take Justin Fields, please. That was the best possible option for the New York Jets. Now, the best option available in an offseason doesn't necessarily guarantee it's going to be great, but it was the best option for the Jets. And the thing I loved about Fields compared to all the other options outside of Sam Darnold, who I would have loved back, but that wasn't welcome, obviously, so that's fine. Justin Fields is 26. His story is not yet written. He showed tremendous progress last year for the Steelers, albeit small sample size, but that's not his fault. He got benched despite playing well. Again, he had 10 touchdowns, 10 total touchdowns, 1 pick. He had a new career high in completion percentage, 65% plus. He had a new career high in quarterback rating. He had a new career high in interception percentage, which was less than 1%. Okay. And I see that and say, hey, he reunites with Garrett Wilson. He's with Breece Hall. Breece Hall is going to be better. Our run game is going to be awesome. 4 of our 5 offensive line starters are under contract. And we have mystery man Tanner Engstrand, who's running the offense, who handpicked Justin Fields to be his guy. And that fascinates me. So I have no idea if Justin Fields is going to work. Can't guarantee it. But I'll tell you this. I'm sure glad I've got Justin Fields over Mason gosh darn Rudolph. And even if you get Aaron Rodgers' old ass there, let's see what happens. But right now, that's not even a guarantee. So Steelers fans, I'd like you all to bend it over and shove it up your candy ass, okay? You elite Steelers nonsense. They shit and they don't believe it stinks. Steelers fans are these elitist, arrogant assholes. Fans, team, and I get it, 6 Super Bowls must be nice. I don't know. I wouldn't know. My team has won 6 Super Bowls. But they're batting 1,000. Every time they go to the Super Bowl, they win. But that's neither here nor there. But very interesting. Very interesting, Steelers fans. Anywho, I'm sorry. I apologize. I went on a mini rant there. But let me give some shout-outs here. Dalt gifting 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships, baby. I'll read those 5 new ones in a second. Jimmy Jets, 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships, baby. Stack them up, stack them up. Jimmy Jets, you now have 82 raffle tickets so far this month. We appreciate that. And let me make sure. I'm pretty sure this is Dalt's first contribution so far this month, but just wanted to double check my notes here, and it is. So shout out to you, Dalt. Thank you so much, pal. You have 5 raffle tickets for the contest. Beautiful. Let's read the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. We have Grand Peasy, MD, John Reed, Mutiny, and Boogie Down Dave. And let's see. Oh, some of those were Jimmy Jets. My apologies. The 5 came back to back. Let me see. Here are the Jimmy Jets ones. We have GM, Alfredo Salas, Grand Peasy, MD, John Reed. Those are the 5 from Jimmy Jets. And then the 5 from our boy Dalt were Mutiny and... Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. Here we go. What do we got? Yeah, Mutiny, Boogie Down Dave, Tony DeFilippo Jr., TriStar Jet, and Hobbs. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. And as promised, baby, as promised, let me gift back. Here we go. Let me gift. I'm going to throw a 5-pack out there right now. Booyah, baby. Here's 5 more. Here's 5 more to the awesome Boy Green Coffee Club. We appreciate you. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's put them up on the screen. Boy Green gifting. Gifting mood, baby. Those 5 went to Xavier Poe, John Aragbo, Dan Crewmaker, KB, and the Underrated Darkness. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. God bless, baby. Let's get a couple of vids in. To celebrate all this wonderful slice of life. Damn straight. Let's go. Here we are. Thank you, everybody, for gifting. That's only fair. So thank you, Dalt. Thank you, Jimmy Jets. And then there you go to all our new Boy Green Coffee Club fans. But it just stuck in my craw. I'm listening because I'm a big fan of the Rich Eisen Show. I listen all the time. And to be honest, I really am intrigued normally by the Steeler conversation because Jerry Dulock and Rich Eisen have really good chemistry. So I listen to that interview a lot whenever they check in every couple of months. And when I heard Jerry Dulock at the beginning of the interview say ridiculous contract, I'm like, oh boy, I know Rich is going to circle back to that. And he did. Unbelievable. Steelers, salty Steeler fans. That's what I say. Salty Steeler fans, salty Steeler media. I'm sorry we took your guy. Maybe you shouldn't have benched his ass after starting 4-2. Now, it worked out with a Russell Wilson hot streak to get you guys to 10-3. Then it all folded like a used lawn chair. So let's sort of keep that in mind. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. FL Phil 98 said, look at what Gardner Minshew got last year. 2-year deal, $25 million. Just a few shekels short of Justin Fields, Philium, which is an excellent point. The Jets overpay. What a used joke. Jet free agents, they overpay. Oh, okay. That sounds like a lame way to say you weren't willing to cough up the beans to keep your guy. That's what it sounds like to me. But I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you cheapskate bastards weren't willing to pay the price. And I bet there was an extra Justin Fields tax for benching me. Hey, whatever the Jets are paying, you pay this. And even then, maybe not good enough. And it's not. Matthew on our Heavy on Jets Facebook page. I'm excited to find out about Justin Fields because if he goes out there and kicks ass, I'm going to go crazy. Extremely exciting. It is. There's now, to Jerry Dulac's point, there is bad tape from Chicago Bears land. That's true. I can't hide that, where there's confounding turnovers or lack of consistency from an accurate perspective. That's true. But let's see. People evolve. People grow. Let's see what this new OC is going to bring out of him. But yeah, Steeler fans are incredibly annoying. I agree with you. Party with Peg and Artie, they are incredibly annoying. Oh my God. It's nauseating. Absolutely nauseating. And I just hate Steeler fans in general, so I was ready to throw hands last night. Freaking Steelers fan. Jesus. But I was ready. Yeah, he didn't know. He didn't know what he was getting himself into. Dave Briggett says, Paul, yesterday, one of confrontations. I'm used to these Steelers fans in my area with regularity. Yeah, I wouldn't, like Bills fans. I'm in Bills country up here, so I run into Bills fans all the time. So I'm always ready. I'm equipped with ammo anytime a Bills fan walks around. But yeah, we do have a lot of Steelers fans. It's a national kind of team. But interesting. Yeah, Russell Wilson's still available. He just visited the Browns and Giants. Terrence Hill says, wonder how Fields felt after he was traded to Pittsburgh and they signed Russell Wilson. I'm sure. I don't know what they promised him via trade, although they didn't have to promise him anything, I suppose. So we'll see. Hep says, Wilson back to the Steelers? That could be. That might be their backup plan. But if Aaron Rodgers waits forever, Russell Wilson might just sign with the Giants or a different team. Although the Giants, I'm sure, are holding out for Rodgers too. For Lily and Big D, $15 million a year guaranteed as a high-level backup, low-level starter. Seems very reasonable to me. Yeah, only $30 million to $40 million is guaranteed. That's incredibly reasonable. Incredibly reasonable. It's a good risk by the Jets. I love everything about the deal. Again, is it more than I thought? Of course it is. I'm not going to pretend that I thought that was the deal he was going to sign. But if you really break it down, for the 2-year deal for $40 million for old Justin Fields, by not signing him to a 1-year deal, you don't screw yourself. And here's what I mean. If the Jets signed Justin Fields to a 1-year deal, let's say they signed him to the deal people projected, right? 1-year deal, $11 million. Let's say Justin Fields balls the hell out in 2025. Let's just say that happens. Let's say he balls the bleep out. What do the Jets do then? Do they franchise tag Justin Fields? Do they give him a $100 million contract? What do they do if Justin Fields goes crazy with the Jets this year? Oh, boy. The Jets have him under contract for 2 years. So here are the best and worst case scenarios, right? I love quoting Peter Baelish of Game of Thrones, GOT. At a point during the show, Peter Baelish turns to, and I believe he's talking to Sansa Stark in the scene. But he says it's important to know who your opponent is and what are their motivations. Why would they do the things that they do? And if you figure that out, you could kind of predict what people's patterns are, right? You could predict what people's patterns are as you're trying to put pieces together. And if you look at it for the Jets, by having this 2-year deal, you just are planned out for every scenario. If Justin Fields sucks, you have an expensive backup quarterback in 2026. Okay, if that's what happens, all right. But if he works out, you have a upside starter on the cheap where you're probably going back to the negotiating table. The 2-year deal just makes a ton of sense. The Jets have overpaid people in the past. They have Le'Veon Bells, Trumaine Johnson. Those are on the docket. I can't hide from that. But people, I just think there's a lot of nonsense in the streets about ridiculous contracts. The Jets have given out ridiculous contracts. They have. Justin Fields is not one of them. It's not even close. So it's just, yeah, like I said, confounding. It's just bizarre. But it feels very, whatever the word is, cathartic to get that off my chest because Steelers fans have bothered me for a long time. NY Jetsavell says, Paul says wide right a lot. I could. Or losing 4 Super Bowls in a row. That could come up. Jimmy Jet saying he lives in Patriots land. Yeah. I've all my family is from Massachusetts, so I have to have that shit ready too. Jack says Dolphins fans pisses him off. I don't run into a lot of Dolphins fans around here. There's a couple, but I don't run into them often. But Patriot fans are terrible too. Raven fan. Okay, wow, we're all over the place. All right, some memberships coming through on here. Vinny Luciano gifting 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Appreciate that, Vinny. Let's put you on the leaderboard here. You got 5 raffle tickets for our giveaway at the end of the month. Thank you, Vinny. Vinny Luciano. 5 raffle tickets. Beautiful. Okay. I see we have more, so I'll get back to you, Vinny, in just a second. We have some more memberships being gifted. I'll connect them both here together for Lily and Big D, baby, with a 10-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Very nice. We'll read all of these here in just a moment. 45 raffle tickets, by the way, so far for our guy, for Lily and Big D, baby. Let me update the banner as well here. Yep. All right. And 45 piece. The banner is updated. All right. Let's read them, baby, here on the YouTube channel. Let's go. First off, here are the 5 from Vinny Luciano, John Zelli, Jeff Johnson, Mercy Fate, Andy Beharo, DeAndre Vega. You guys are all now members to Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to Luciano. Let's get to the 10 members from our guy, Flor Lily and Big D. Fernando B., Tony, Anthony Chiacho, Raziel the Great, Johnny Bobani, Johnny Bobani, Goose McGee, Al Shifai, Edsel Daly. You guys are all now members. Jay Cruz and Philip Rinaldi. You guys are all now members to the gosh darn Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Let's go. Let's play a few celebratory clips for all your guys' gifting so far. Give yourself a round of applause.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
We are, AG. We are built for this. I am built for being insulted on a daily basis as a Jets fan, but I'll say this. There are some people that don't wear their Jets gear out in the streets because they're afraid of that sort of persecution on a daily basis. But let me make this absolutely clear. I don't give a shit. I wear my Jets gear every gosh darn day. Hats, shirts, pants, shoes, underwear. I'm all Jet all the time, and I am ready. My hands are floating above the imaginary Western holsters. So much I'm pew, 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 pew. Oh, you want to come after me, boy? Huh? What's your team? Bills fan? What's your team? Patriots fan? You want some? I'm John Cena. You want some? Come, get some. Yeah, damn straight. I'm ready. I am at the gosh darn ready. I don't give a shit. I am ready to go if fans want to come after me wearing my Jets gear. I am loyal. I am dead loyal. That must be, you know what? Me being a Jets fan probably locked it in with my fiance. That she's like, oh, this guy's for me. Look at this mother. He is committed to this team through hell and high water. He is all in. He is all bleeping in. So, come on now. I'm all in. That's probably locked it down with my fiance. They probably locked it out. She saw how committed I was, and she was like, oh, okay, this guy's serious. Damn straight I'm serious. Damn straight I'm serious, baby. So, keep it going. Keep it on. It is raining memberships, baby. It is absolutely raining memberships. We have 600 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. I appreciate it. Let's roll. Love it. We'll open up the phone lines in just a moment, and God only knows what happens when that light switch gets flipped. Who only knows? Who knows? Guys, feel free to keep sending in your super chats and memberships. We'll continue to answer all of those questions here on the program. Jared B just dropped in the Discord link, everybody, right here. For new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club, you have access to our Discord channel. You have access to our member-only videos. Those come up on YouTube. You have access to our emoji collection, all created by Jets Worldwide, a.k.a. Snowball. Wide. Feel free. Also, it's Selection Sunday, people, so let me give a shout-out. I am participating in one tournament bracket challenge. You guys can download the app. It is the ESPN Tournament Challenge app. And we're talking college basketball, people. And I'd love to compete against my fellow Jet fans. So you guys can download the ESPN Tournament Challenge app right now and search for this group, Man-Child Madness 2025. That will be the contest I'm competing in. I'm going to be talking about that contest here on Boy Green Daily. I'm going to be talking about that contest on my radio show all this week. I'm hosting solo all 5 days this week. So I want to see as many of you Jet fans in there as possible. And make sure you make your display name. Maybe just make your YouTube name. Mother effing Chew, Terrence Hill, Party with Peg and Artie, etc. for everyone that's in there, because we'll be talking about it on air. And how I will reference you is by whatever your display name is. So keep that in mind. Even though we have nothing to pick yet, because Selection Sunday's later today, you guys can reserve your spot right now. Again, Man-Child Madness 2025. M-A-N-Child, C-H-I-L-D, Madness, M-A-D-N-E-S-S 2025. Feel free to join. Looking forward to it. I hope we get a lot of Jet fans in there. That's the official bracket challenge for my radio show and radio station, which is awesome. So I hope I see a lot of you guys in there. That'd be a lot of fun. It's competing for bragging rights. There may be other prizes, but that's very TBD. We will see. That's on my radio partner. At the very least, there is bragging rights online, which is what's most important to me as a bragging rights guy. All right, without further ado, let's do it. I've delayed long enough. The phone lines are about to be open here on the show. And folks, here's how it works. Call into the show. It'll be in just a moment. The pinned comment on youtube.com/BoyGreen25. You're watching on Facebook, heavy on Jets, or my Twitter account at BoyGreen25. I appreciate no matter where you consume this show. Audio only, rewatch, whatever. But if you'd like to call in, if you'd like to get your participation trophy in, feel free to call in. You could be a regular. We have plenty of regulars that call in, or you could be new. Call into the show for the first time if you'd like. There is no discrimination from that standpoint. We welcome all callers on this show. And I guess I should give a precursor, a warning on the screen that depending on what happens, there might be a chance that multiple callers are on the screen at the same time. So I want to make sure I prepare anyone that may unsettle ahead of time. That could be coming. So just prepare yourself. Take a breath. Get some water. I just got some fresh, cold water here. Very nice. Shout out to the Oswego Hospital for this cup. Quite refreshing, yes. Very nice. So just anyone, be prepared for that possibility of maybe multiple callers being on the same show at the same time. Because, like I said, that could be coming. With that being said, let's take a quick timeout. Up next, you guys could call into the show. Hep, take us there. Boy Green Daily continues after this.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
Sir, okay, is there anyone out there? Okay. I'm about to bring some people in now. But, caller beware. Whatever may happen, I cannot control. Boy Green or Boy Green Enterprises cannot control what's about to happen here on the program, people. Cannot control what is about to occur here on a Sunday with 600 people in the room. I don't know. I leave it up to the gods. Blessed be he. Blessed be he. Let's go piece by piece through. Let's bring on caller number 1 here on the show. Number 1 in your programs. number one in line, number one in your hearts. Pep joins here on the show. What's up, Pep?
Hey, Paul. Two quick things.
Yeah.
One is Jets are going to be very exciting this year. Remember, AG's bringing the blitz packaging. We're gonna be running. We're not going to be worried about 3rd and 1 anymore, and it's going to be a heart attack. Are we going to make? We're not going to. No, I knew we weren't going to make it. Every time it was 3rd and 1, I was like, we're not making that.
Yeah.
We never make it. Now we're going to make that. That's in the bag. So
yeah.
So it's going to be exciting. The other thing was, I was wondering, did you ever run the wedding idea by your fiance?
Oh, I have not yet, and I think it was for Lily, and Big D was the one who said, "Can you secretly film it?" So I'm gonna have to try to. I'm gonna have to try to find the right room where she won't see the phone, so we can try to get a genuine reaction where I just say, "Honey, can I sit you down? I want to throw something at you." And we get her there, and the phone's like behind like a teddy bear or something, and then it will get the the uncut footage for everybody. So yes, no, I have not brought it up yet.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
well, Mom,
I have thought about it, and now
Okay.
I'm trying to, it's like if I bring her in front of here, hey, honey, can you come sit right here in front of this camera? I think it may give it off. So I'm going to try to see if
Okay.
I can do a sneak attack of some kind.
All right. Well, Mama Eston, she's all for it. I
Yeah.
spoke to her in the chat. She's all for
Nice.
it. Yeah.
Okay, Mama approval. All right, there you go.
So
Yeah.
I guess we have to figure something out with the kids. Who could watch the kids?
That's
for
a
you
good
that day.
point. Yeah, two youngins running around, which I'm sure they'd love the game. But what's going on during the ceremony? That's a good point.
Yeah. But we got time to figure that out. So
That's true. Yeah, we got a couple months.
This would be an awesome thing. I think it would be great. And we can have the football game, the two-hand touch football game.
Yeah.
I'll do the concert. We got the food with Chef.
Come on.
This is going to be epic. This is going to be a great one.
Yeah.
All right,
this is
guys.
going to be
Can't
one of a
wait.
kind. Appreciate it, Hap. Thank you. And yeah, that's funny. June was not one of our callers, I don't believe, yesterday. And he's like, what did I miss? Well, there's a 2.5-hour show I guess you could watch at some point in the future, June, of a very historic show occurred. Very historic show. Very historic. Yeah. So we'll see. I'll work on that for you guys. I will work on that. See where we go from there. For Lily and Big D with some important advice. Make sure I have the life insurance in before asking her. Although I guess she would benefit from that, not me. But I'll consider. Thank you very much. All right, let's go next up in the batting order here. We've got my personal protector, one of our favorites, one of the OGs, one of the favorites to win a certain as Maniac Madness tournament. One Punch Brigga, a.k.a. Dave Brigga, here on the show. What's up, Dave?
Hey, good morning, Paul. How are you this morning?
I'm excellent. Thank you for calling in.
A horse today.
I imagine.
Horse
That makes
today
sense.
from yesterday.
Yeah. Right.
I have to learn I have to quell my rat down a little bit, but I felt that everything was necessary that happened yesterday, Anyway, I can't wait for that Steelers game coming up this year.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? The first game of the year we're playing? Is that the first game of the year?
We'll find out in May.
It is.
That's so it's I think he's guessing, which again, it would make especially if Rodgers signs, I could understand the NFL schedule makers going, oh, this is juicy. X versus X would be very attractive. And if you schedule that earlier in the season, you avoid what could be injuries or things of that nature. So to guarantee you get that. So it's not official yet. We won't know that for 2 months, but that is the rumor. Yeah.
My cousin used to be a big Steelers fan in the 70s, right? And a good friend of his was Gary Dunn. Gary Dunn had actually given him a replica Super Bowl ring of one of the Steelers championships in the late 70s. Now, my cousin has passed away since, and he was from up in the area. He was from Endicott, New York.
Oh, that's awesome, right? Yeah, that's right around the corner.
He loved the Steelers, It was funny because we were, being down here in PA, we loved, we followed the Jets in those years. But but I'm a Jets fan since going back to the AFL days. So, and at that time, listen to this, we used to get Buffalo Bills games pumped into this area. And we'd have those old antennas, Paul, on the roof. You could pull in the UHF stations.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how far I go back. So, when I see these guys coming into our realm here, hey, it's all well and good. But, I mean, when they start stepping on our guys' toes like Bobby did to you, I mean, it's got to stop. It's just got to stop. I don't appreciate those things. You're a faithful guy. You're a fair guy. And for that guy to do what he did, and then he goes behind the scenes to try to apologize and not bring it out in public. I mean, we know who this guy is. Hey, I have nothing against anyone. And you know what? But we know who this guy is, and his partner there in the show. He won't bring out any facts. He won't answer any questions. Listen, your dad is a military guy, so is your family. For the things he says, okay?
Yeah.
We know. My cousin was the superintendent of the United States Air Force Academy. My family was, we know. I go back when those foundations of our country, when our space program was late. I know those things. You can't, I'm not the most eloquent of speakers, okay? So I can present, if he wants me to get books, whatever he wants, I'll write essays, I'll write, whatever he wants. I could do it. It may not, I think yesterday, Rick Kent was on the show. I tuned in, and Rick Kent said I didn't present myself well. So, yes, I probably didn't, because that guy, he gets me upset. Gary is the most arrogant person that there is. He tries to infiltrate his ideas on everybody. Hey, you can believe what you want, but don't start telling the people how to implement things in their lives. Like, I'm not going to get into more stuff, but I just don't appreciate that. And I wish I could have quelled my wrath a little bit more, but unfortunately, like I said, I'm not the best. If you ask me to write essays or whatever, some people are good speakers. I'm better with the pen and paper. That's it. But anytime he wants to go against me, I'm more than willing. You know what? And I always defend my guys, like you. When I played sports, I was a hockey player. I was the guy that dug the puck out of the corners. I was the guys when you bothered our great players. You got my wrath. Okay, and I'm 73 now, but that stuff don't die in me. That stuff don't die in me. It just doesn't go away. So I may not. Gator says I don't smile. Well, maybe that's the generation I come from. We're very serious people. Gator's always. You saw that video. Then Bobby says I made the video. You made me laugh because you said, well, "How could I make that video?" You were correct. That's not my deal. I don't produce video. This guy. I hope he apologized to you sincerely, because he should have got down on his knees and kissed your feet, my friend, because he's just an angry, uninformed little man. That's all I can say. If he wants to come on anytime.
Yeah. Well, here it is. So I have it here. Bobby did reach out to me privately over Facebook. And where is it here? He said, let me count this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He said 10 words. 10 words total of his apology. And to be honest, I don't think it was great. He just sort of just said, let's just kill it, basically, is what he said. He reached out and said, "Hey, Paul, I shouldn't have called into your show." And then I said, "Oh, well, that's okay. Everyone can call into the show." And sort of what you said, and I take great pride in that, I'm trying to be fair, letting people come on, share their takes and whatever. I try not to, criticize anyone in particular unless we're having good fun. But I asked him, "What's our beef? I don't want to have any issues." And he said, "I'm just going to drop it." I'm like, okay. So we're good?
He's going to drop it. Okay.
Yeah, so Jesse's going to drop it. So I guess that's the apology. He's going to drop it. I asked what the beef was. He didn't say what it was, but just said he'll drop it. So
that's how he always acts. He goes back to the same Bobby all the time, As he said, he was on his 2-month period. Well, his period never ends. Okay? That's it. His period never ends. I'm sick of that guy, really. You know what?
Well,
his show stinks. That's all I can say. His show stinks.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
And I give you all the credit. You didn't say one thing about him when he came in and he attacked you on that deal. You were very nice, and you're a tremendous guy, and he should not do that. And the people have to start calling these guys out that attack our men. Oh, by the way, he and Lane, let's not forget, they're both Giants fans. Now Lane is a wonderful guy. Don't get me wrong, but he's still a Giants fan. You know,
but I agree with
but
your
Bobby,
point, and people are saying in the comment section, you can't have two teams. That's un-American. That's against the rules. You can't have
no,
two teams and be a set. B-Mac is on it. I haven't seen that guy in a while. I know you're a big fan of him. Like, come on, all these people coming up. You can't have multiple teams. That just doesn't make any sense. Come on, man.
well, at least I can say one thing for Bernard. He would always he was there for confrontations. He doesn't run away and hang up and go away. You know, if he's being questioned, he stays there. He takes it like a guy. You know, I was all kidding with Bernard. You know, I mean, I don't have anything. A lot of this stuff is like acting. You know,
of course.
But, I mean, there's some things that are serious. When I say it's serious, then it's serious for me.
Right.
If all other stuff is kidding around. And I know, hey, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I don't expect to be. I don't come out to be everybody's friend. I don't live that way. I tell it like it is. People like it, people don't. If they don't, that's great. But I'm not going to go hide and cower in a corner. And I stand up for my guys. You're one of them, my friend. You're one of them.
Well, thanks, thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, and good luck through the rest of the Asmaniac Madness. You're my favorite to win, brother.
Okay, God bless you, brother.
Appreciate it, Dave Brigga. Again, I will say I've loved having Dave on the show. I did not see his strong defensive me coming. Not that I thought he hated me or anything. I just, wow, that caught me off guard in a good way. I was like, oh, that's nice. Scott says, Paul, did you get your apology from he who shall not be named? I did. Like I said, it was very brief, and we didn't really talk about it. I thought he was going to explain to me what this beef was and then just say, hey, it's silly. Boop. He just said, yeah, let's just forget about it. I'm like, well, what's a beef? Let's just forget about it. I'm like, so we're good? Yeah, we're good. All right. So there you go. Hey, June, if you're looking for the show where all this craziness happened, it is the live show yesterday. That's the show. It's a 2.5 hour live stream. And Terrence is right. I'm dead ass serious. I was super excited with Bobby. I'm like, holy shit, Bobby hasn't called this show and God knows when. This is great. And then immediate, like, good Lord. And by the way, I told Bobby this, and I'll say it publicly. He's more than welcome to call into the show. Feel free. The pin comment's there from everybody. So be my guest as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, feel free. 100%. We'll see if he's back. All right, let's go to another caller here on the program. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Again, we got 700 people in the room right now. Like the video, hit subscribe. Let's go. We've got the great Neil back here on the show. Good morning.
Paul, first-time caller.
Yes.
How you doing?
God bless. First-time caller, long-time listener? God bless. Yes. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that.
I want to say I'm very excited about the upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I wanted to make a comparison,
sure. Yeah.
with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
2021 Philadelphia Eagles were very similar in makeup to what we have with our Jets at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to focus on defense.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely feel with the new defensive coordinator and Aaron Glenn that we're going to do more blitzing, which I'm very excited about.
Yep.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, one of the biggest weaknesses we had with a deficient defensive line, Olbrich forgot the fact that when you don't have a defensive line that can get pressure, there's something else you could do to pressure the quarterback, maybe blitz somebody, And
they refused to ever blitz. Yeah.
Right. And I think we had the lowest blitz rate of anybody in the league last year. And now we have a defensive coordinator and a head coach that have a history of being top blitzing.
Correct. Very aggressive.
Football.
Yeah, Steve Wilkes, 100%. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to blitzing creates turnovers. Blitzing creates negative plays.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the right quarterback, blitzing could also burn you. And you could get hit for big plays.
Mm-hmm.
But, our whole strategy when we had Mr. Salah and Mr. Olbrich was to keep everything in front of us. Let's not give up any big plays.
Playing afraid. That's why they didn't blitz, because they're afraid of giving up the big plays. Yeah.
That's called prevent defense. And prevent defense is prevent winning. And what happened is too many times when that happens, you end up losing the time of possession battle. When you lose the time of possession battle in football, you're going to lose more games than you win.
Yeah.
And that's why, look, when it's 3rd and 4, all right, and the quarterback goes back to pass, and your cornerbacks shoot back 8 yards like they are taught to do because they don't want to get beat over the top. It's very easy for a quarterback to just throw a quick boom, and you get your first down. They move the sticks, and then the offense is sitting on the sidelines again. So I think that's going to be a major improvement for our team this year. And I think that's going to result in, yes, it may result in a couple extra scoring opportunities for the offense. But contrary to that is, I'd rather have a team score 7 points in 3 minutes than score 7 points in 16 minutes or 9 minutes, where they eat up half the quarter, and now we're stuck with 5 possessions and a half, like we did a lot of times last year. I mean, there were a lot of times last year where I think we possessed the ball maybe 6 or 7, 5 times. We had games we possessed the ball less than 5 times and a half. Now, you can't win if you possess the ball 5 times and a half. Okay. I'm also going to assume this year that we're going to get less penalties.
God, I hope
penalties. So. What do you mean you hope so? I think we were the highest penalized team in football last year.
That's the one bad thing with AG is he was one of the more penalized defensive teams last year. Now, is it because he was picking up randos off the street and they had no sensibility? I don't know. I'm not going to throw all that on AG, but that's on his calling card. Is the Lions were incredibly penalized last season.
That's from being aggressive. We were penalized out of stupidity. When Will McDonald lines up in the neutral zone, that's not a penalty that's acceptable. I think
that happened several times.
I think it happened twice in like 2 plays. I mean, stupid shit. False start penalties. Penalties are the thing. So we're going to see a drastically improved defense this year. Hey, I'm not so concerned about the rankings. I'm concerned about the turnovers. Hey, we turned the ball over. When you really think about it, right? For a majority of the season, we had 2 interceptions for a big part of the season. 2 interceptions.
Yeah, we finished with 4th fewest in the league. Yep.
Okay, 2 interceptions in this, and every time, Paul, that this is what we're going to see with Aaron Glenn. We're going to see guys punch the ball out. Nobody punches the ball out on our team last year.
No.
Okay, no punching the ball out. No aggressive play. Like you said, aggressive play could sometimes hurt you, but it could also create turnovers that shorten the field. So let's just take that and encapsulate the defense being much, much better than it was last year.
So Neil, before we move to the offense, I just have to ask you. A lot of the people in the chat are wondering this. Philium jumps in and says, "Is Neil going to act like nothing happened yesterday?" What is your reaction to everything that Terrence Hill says, "No cigar. This isn't the real Neil. This must be some imposter Neil, like some sort of AI Neil going on here."
Well, let me just say this to you. I'm a Gemini.
Okay.
And what is the Gemini known for?
I'm not sure. I'm a Taurus, so I'm not really sure the other zodiac.
Gemini are twins.
Okay. All right.
So I have 2 Neils.
Oh.
You got to understand something. When you watch YouTube Jets on any channel, you're not 100% all there. You got to be something's mentally got to be short circuited in your mind. Can we agree on that?
That's probably true. Okay.
You know what I mean? Look, we're not the most normal we're not going to be on a Face the Nation on a Sunday morning. We're not going to have a panel of YouTube Jet people that are going to be talking about the nation. That's not what we have here.
But there is someone that wants to talk to you, Neil.
No. I'm not interested. Well, let me finish my points first. Now,
here
on the offensive side of the ball, Jalen Hurts.
The new Neil.
So Jalen Hurts in 2021, he had 3,100 yards passing, which was a nice amount of yards that I think that Justin Fields could achieve. He had 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Not exceptional, but I think something that Fields could achieve as well. And he had a pass pro, which is important, pressure to sack ratio was 13.3% for Hurts. One of the things that Fields gets knocked about is his pressure to sack ratio is above 20%. So the coaching staff hopefully could get that number down so Fields could be a little bit better. Maybe he could stop his fumbles because he has a little fumbleitis. But we do know one thing. He's going to rush the ball for 700 or 800 yards. That year in 2021, Hurts had 10 touchdowns running. I think we could get 7 or 8 touchdowns out of Fields, and that's going to create a lot more offense. If he can get 10 touchdowns rushing, maybe 15, 16 passing, we get more ball control. We hold the ball more. That year, the Eagles went 9-8. Now, I think for the most part, people in the chat, if we had a 9-8 season, I would not be happy with that because I always want to win. We want to make the playoffs. I mean, let's face it, we're starved as a fan base to make the playoffs. If we make it at 9-8, maybe we could squeeze out 10-7. You never know. I'm looking forward to the season. I think it's going to be a great season. And there's another thing that might happen. You know, I'm very upset that we didn't spend any money in free agency, but I'm hoping that if things go well by the trade deadline, if we're headed in the right direction, maybe we could take on a few guys. I mean, for all intents and purposes, we were 7-4 with a good defense with the worst child quarterback in the history of football. So I don't think it's out of line to think that we could possibly be 7-4 with Fields and a good coaching staff instead of an incompetent one. So I just wanted to make those points. I hope everybody has a great Sunday, and we'll leave it at that. Is anybody, Scott, you have a question for me?
No, I have no questions for you, Neil. I like this.
What'd you think of that? What'd you think of that?
So let me talk now because I love listening.
Listen, I didn't invite you on. Paul did. I was making.
Yeah, well, because it's his show, and I think yesterday, because of our debate, if you want to call it that, after you mutilated Ted in the most unkind way, today is the Neil that I love hearing. I love hearing this Neil on Jake Asman, much more thoughtful. I think yesterday, every fan will agree. You said we weren't going to win more than 5 games, and you basically gave up your season tickets. So this Neil is the Neil I want to talk to. This is the Gemini Neil, the twin, that I would love to hear from more often. Cigar.
That guy, that other guy, he smokes cigars. He's obnoxious.
I understand. Let me continue, Neil.
Wait, should I go get him?
You're on your filibuster for 2 minutes. I didn't say one word. So give me a couple of minutes because I'm actually going to give you credit today. Because when you talk like this, I can't fight with you. I'd like to sit next to you at the stadium. Here's the reality. See the shirt? Every single day, like Paul was saying before you got on, I wear my Jets jerseys every day. My hats, my shoes, my underwear. Wherever I go, everybody knows I'm a Jet fan. Now, the people in Miami aren't quite as bad as the people in Pittsburgh or the people in New England, which I know you've traveled to. They're the worst fans in the world. I can't stand New England Patriot fans. When they come to the table, everybody knows it's mayhem. If you think what we did yesterday was bad, you should see what happens at the poker table. By the way, here's a few trophies so you can see.
Hey, Ed, what are you making? Breakfast over there, Ed? Yeah. Hey, what are we having for breakfast?
Oh, you put me on, you bastards.
What are you having for breakfast over there, Ed?
Eggs. Yeah.
No bacon? No bacon?
Nah, cholesterol. Rye toast, though.
Scott, let's put it this way.
Yeah, we need your mic closer, easy. We're losing you a little bit.
Rye toast and fried egg.
By the way, this may make Bobby Midnight very upset that Paul is impinging. Paul is impinging on his patent of having multiple people on. So I hope you get your Facebook. I hope you get your Facebook apology from Bobby Midnight. We'd love to hear about it.
Good morning, Midnight. The fucking lunatic.
Hey, let me say something.
I mean, I love Bobby, but he's a lunatic.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Good morning, fellas.
Ed, we know, Bobby is Bobby. He's a little different kind of he's a little different, him and Mikey. They're good people. They mean well. Jake elevated Bobby. He gave him an opportunity on YouTube. He's very grateful for what Jake did for him, but he does have a temper. He gets a little overboard. He doesn't understand. He thinks that there's nobody able to do what he does, that he is some kind of special thing. So he got a little off step. I think probably Jake talked to him and said, "Listen, Bobby, you can't go on people's shows."
He's a cross between Saul Rosenberg and Frank Rizzo.
Yeah,
So fellas, I want to ask everybody a question, all right?
Yeah.
We had Mark Sanchez take us to 2 championship games in 2009, 2010. Are you telling me that a coached up Justin Fields, okay, not losing the fumbles, which Neil did point out, okay, and not having the turnovers isn't better than Mark Sanchez managing the game? I tell you this, fellas, I am thrilled to have Justin Fields. And we had the debate about Aaron Rodgers yesterday. That's past. Let's all get behind.
I agree. Look, I want to move on. Let's put it this way.
Let's get behind Justin Fields.
Look,
agreed.
I'm like you guys.
They're busy talking about
something, Scott. If you ever went to a game with me, Scott, you would tell your grandkids about it, because when you go to a game with me, okay, the screaming does not stop. My shirt comes off. I run around. I'm a lunatic Jet fan, okay? You don't know me. I paint my – jersey's not if you saw, I get on top of trucks with 100 people at a tailgate, and I take my shirt off and do Jet chants. I scream and yell. In fact, I went to a game once. There were kids in back of me. I weighed 330 pounds, Scott. I was 330 15 years ago. So I go to a game. It's 20 degrees out. And there's a bunch of kids in front of me, and I am the loudest person in the stadium.
So
the
then
people
let's
in front
not
of me,
hear the Neil of yesterday. Let's hear the
no,
Neil of today.
Wait.
If you want to get the fans behind you, Neil, if you want to get the fans behind you, then listen. This is the Neil that everybody needs. We don't need any more negativity. We had enough negativity for the last 15 years. Let's deal with this Neil today.
I'm talking about how positive I am when I go to the games. I'm an animal. Yeah, I'm saying if you went to a game with me,
listen to what Paul told everybody yesterday, right? First of all, this is a great contract. It's not a good contract. It's a great contract. It gives us flexibility for the next 2 years. We're not locked into Justin Fields, but we give him every opportunity to build behind a general manager who's going to bring good players in. We don't know what these guys are. They're all young. They're all hungry. Let AG do his job and get behind the fact that this is going to be a fun year. We wanted Jameis Winston or we wanted Justin Fields. Everybody else out there was shit. Everybody knows that, all right? We got the better of the two, okay? Jameis Winston wasn't going to change in terms of making it fun, but he was going to throw 3-4 interceptions every freaking game. With Justin Fields, he's young. He can be molded. The guy has off-the-limit talent, dude. Watch him run. It's insane how good he can run. Is his throwing off chart sometimes? Absolutely. But he can be better. Look, Aaron Rodgers didn't have the best year. He was missing people left and right last year. So
yeah, but I will say this to you, Scott. Scott, let's not talk about you going back to Aaron Rodgers again. Let's just say one thing about Aaron Rodgers, okay? I'm watching the.
I'm going back to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my gosh!
I spent all day listening to you talking about Aaron Rodgers yesterday, Neil.
You got to know when to shut up. Because you already went.
You don't.
And now you're back to Aaron Rodgers again. Don't stir me up,
dude. I am not the one who's on Aaron Rodgers. I'm
just
talk about
Rodgers. Paul, I want you to officiate. Did he not start talking about Aaron Rodgers again? Yes or no, Paul?
Paul, open the door all the way. Go ahead and hit the button and then hit the button.
Stop.
Oh my!
All I know is with Aaron Rodgers last year.
What did you say yesterday? What did you say to the Jet Nation yesterday? You want Aaron Rodgers on our team. We were 5-12, and I pointed out to you with all the signings that we had last year, it wasn't working. All I said was give him a chance. Give Muji and Glenn a chance. That's all I said.
But
I can't listen to the past and the negativity. So today, I'm giving you credit, dude. I love.
So how you doing, Paulie?
Listen, you want to come out to Florida? I'll buy you into a poker tournament so we can deal with the Patriots fans.
I love this shit. Neil,
Scott, let me tell you one thing. When poker comes to poker, You never want to play poker with a Gemini.
Yeah, okay. Let me see your Hendon mob. Let me see your Hendon mob. Me up on Hendon mob. I almost won the World Series of Poker a few years ago. So
God, this is just like Bobby's show.
So you want to take me down and butt screw
anytime.
me?
Come on down. I'll buy you into a tournament.
Why don't I just give you the money now?
No negativity.
I'm not that good.
Wow.
Are you still on the Aaron Rodgers thing?
This is going to get you more members because I'm here for you. Whatever you need, Paul.
Yeah, let's mix it up. Hey, Andy, it's good to see you, pal.
Yeah, it's great to
talk a little.
It is great to be here. With these group of very intelligent. You actually have a very intelligent board. I honestly, I mean, Neil is a great guy. Other than his New York Jets takes. Other than that, Neil's a great guy.
Am I an intelligent Jet guy? Do I know about the Jets, Indy?
You're an experienced Jets fan.
I haven't missed Indy. I haven't missed a snap since I'm 8 years old. Preseason.
Yeah. So you're a very experienced,
I guess I know a little about the Jets. Maybe
no, you know a lot about the Jets. I said your takes on the Jets.
Listen,
yeah. So hey, I got a question for you. Real quick before we go on. Yeah, exactly. I got a question for you. Do you know who was second in the league in most bad passes?
Aaron Rodgers.
Thank you.
Oh, here we go. Oh, can you see? I see.
There were parts of games last year where Aaron Rodgers couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. It was ridiculous.
And I wanted to address this yesterday. So, do you remember that pass that Mike Williams, and when he threw Mike Williams under the bus?
Red line, week 6. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Right. Now, if Mike Williams would have been where Aaron Rodgers thinks he should have been, that pass would have been 10 feet underthrown.
Now, let me ask you this. How about that game?
Am I right?
Wait. How about that game against the Rams when he had his first possession, went 99 yards for his How about that one?
Wait.
For the last 15 years. Lots of 99-yard drives I saw. Did he have one of those, Paul? I thought he had a 99-yard drive, Aaron Rodgers.
Even Geno Smith can produce a great drive when he was a Jet.
Have 99-yard drives in their opening drive. A lot of them. A lot of Jet guys.
One of Geno Smith's last games as a Jet, he had a perfect passer rating.
Exactly.
One of Geno Smith's last games as a Jet, he had a perfect passer rating.
Against Miami. Yeah.
Right. So perfect passer rating. He kicked ass. And everyone thought, he's going to go into next season and he's going to be great. And then he got his face punched in because he wouldn't pay a lowly playing guy with no real income back for a freaking plane ticket. I think that was that linebacker's name.
$600 or something like that.
Yeah, it was
Neil.
and he got his face punched in.
Big D, how come you're not saying anything, Big D? What's going on?
Yeah, we'll get Big D here in a second.
Purposes, man. I want to know what he's eating and what he made.
That's also what I want to know.
I had 2 eggs, 2 pieces of rye toast, and I got vanilla cinnamon coffee. It's the best. The best. Paul, you put a little vanilla in it, and then you put some cinnamon in it, and it's great. Beautiful.
Hey, Paul, I got a cup for you. Okay.
I'm one of the worm guys from Men in Black.
Viennese cinnamon.
Paul, I got a cup for you to get. When you see a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, or when you see Bobby comes on, someone's aggravating you, just go like this.
That's a good mug. I would also say this is that Neil, you just pointed out that pretty impressive drive from Aaron Rodgers. The Jets lost that game. They lost it 19-9.
Yeah.
So it was the only thing he had the entire game.
My ass off, by the way.
Like, what are we doing here?
All right, let's just say this. Aaron Rodgers sucks. Wonderful, whatever.
He doesn't suck. He was hurt.
Nobody said that.
I don't think anyone's going that far. But
he was fucking hurt, and he knew it, and he should have taken himself out of the game. And the coaches knew he was hurt, and he sucks. And they should have taken him out of the game. It was just stupidity by player and coaching and everything. It was a shit show. Aaron Rodgers thought because he's Aaron Rodgers, he's better than the team. And you're not better than the team.
Something bad is going to happen or worse.
The winner.
Just like
Green,
when Brett
Boy
Favre,
Green, this is awesome. This is great,
Brett
Boy
Favre
Green. I'm
tried
going to
playing
just
with
sit
a
here and
torn
watch
bicep
this.
tendon. Brett
Favre
Favre playing with a torn
What is
bicep
going
tendon.
on here?
Jets were 8-3 and they didn't make the playoffs because he didn't tell the coaching staff, "Look, I tore my bicep tendon. I can't throw the ball."
Well, Aaron Rodgers hobbled off the field, and the stupid coaches didn't tell him to go sit
They
down.
put him back on.
The coach's fault.
Yeah, they put him back on. Stupid.
What's that?
They put him back
That is
on the field.
No,
That's the mystique of Aaron Rodgers.
Let me tell you
And,
one
and,
thing.
and the even our coaches were Rodgers truthers. Think about that. Even our coaches were Rodgers truthers. That he
I've
can
been
just
saying this
magically
all along.
do
The
everything
reason
great.
the Jets lost the last 2 years and didn't make the playoff is 100% coaching. It was 100% coaching.
Sit down. Hold it up.
Hey, Andy,
There.
that is
Keep-
correct. It's coaching that blew it for us, nothing else.
Exactly.
We're horrendous.
Let's
They were
give a big
terrible.
welcome.
It wasn't-
We'll give a welcome.
they-
James is here for the first time. James,
They
it's great to
couldn't
have you on the
coach their
show,
way out
man.
of a wet paper bag.
James, do you have an ID? You're not allowed on this chat unless you have an ID. Are you above 45?
Yeah, I got an idea.
This is, no, ID. You're not 45 or more.
Why didn't you keep it?
This is what I'm trying to say. I'm 35 years old. What is this?
Hey,
The
I'm
senior citizen
64.
home? I think you guys need some ginkgo biloba. I think you forgot.
We
Take
are
it easy.
experienced Jet fans. We
Okay,
know
hold
the
on.
bullshit when we see it.
Hey,
Brinker on.
hey guys.
Get
Hey, wait.
Brinker on. I want him to talk.
Okay.
What is this?
Hang on tight.
Brinker
Let's see what
get
James.
one punch on and knock this kid off the station.
Hey, let's see
I
what
love this
James
shit.
has to say. James, welcome to the
talk,
show.
James.
Yes, please.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, I
You have the
appreciate it.
floor.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Here's the deal. I think we forgot something because it seems like all you gentlemen are a little older. Neil, I like you. I've heard you before. I appreciate some of the stuff you say. These don't me. All right, I'm 35 years old. I've been a Jets fan since I'm 5. I'm more than qualified. I think you guys forgot. Maybe you need a little ginkgo biloba, something like that. Aaron Rodgers is gone. All right, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is gone. Let's move on. All right, we got Justin Fields now. It's time. Yeah, ginkgo biloba. Maybe your memory's a little shot. I know you guys are gonna miss the early bird special tonight. All right, so take it easy.
Wow. Now it's an
I'm
old
gonna die of
joke.
dementia. I'm gonna die of insanity because I remember
I want
everything.
him to Brinker one punch this guy right off the station.
Oh my God, that's good. That's
Problem
Time
with
out.
being a Jet fan is I can't forget the shit.
Yeah, you're right
fake
about that.
spike.
I'll give
Oh,
I'll
I mean,
give you
shit
that.
like the fake spike and all the butt fumble and all this shit.
Hold on.
I'm gonna lose my mind because I can't forget this shit. It's locked in my brain.
Time out.
That's why I'm skeptical,
This
even
is-
though
you know
I
what-
love these assholes.
Yeah, go ahead,
This is the
James.
problem. This is the
Yeah.
problem with the older Jets fan, and I respect all you gentlemen. I really do.
Yeah,
I'm
I see the
35 years old.
respect. I'm feeling
Shut
it.
the-
I feel the
You're
respect.
gonna let me talk? You're gonna let me talk
Let
or
him
no?
talk. Let him talk. Let him talk.
I'm 35 years old. I've been a Jets fan since I'm 5 years old, okay? I've been a Jets fan for 30 years. I used to go to the training camp. We're talking back to Leon Hess. I've met Mo Lewis, Jason Fabini, Kevin Mawai, Richie Anderson.
I got it, James. We know you're a Jet fan. Now tell us what.
All right,
We got it. We got it.
My point is, my point is, Aaron Rodgers is gone. We got JF7 now. All right, it's time to move on. Let's forget about that. That's the problem. We always live in the past as Jets fans. There's no more living in the past. Let's move forward. We got Aaron Glenn now. Okay, I like what he's about. He's a no nonsense guy. Obviously, homegrown Jet. Okay, Steve Wilkes, as you gentlemen were saying before, he's gonna blitz. He's gonna blitz the shit out of the field. So that's going to cause turnovers. Neil, I like that. Neil. You're right about that, my friend. So let's not go back and forth about the Rodgers thing. Did I want him? Yes, I did. But he's gone. He's 42. Right now, this year, we're going to run the you-know-what out of the football. With Brees, with Braylon, and him, it's going to be hard to stop. I want Tyler Warren big time. Okay, you put him in the backfield, maybe throwing him on and out, throwing Justin Fields the ball on the other side. And you have to forgive me. I'm on the train going back to New York. Because I am New Yorkers. I don't know about you, Indy Jet fan. I don't know nothing about that. I'm from New York, from the Bronx all day. What do you know about that? But anyway,
I'm from Long Island.
Okay, good for you. The point is, we have to move forward. We can't be living in the past. All right, that's the point I'm trying to make to you, gentlemen. Let's move forward. Forget about Aaron Rodgers. He's gone. Why are you crying over the spilt milk? It's done. What's done is done.
I never wanted him in the first place. I wanted to keep Sam Darnold and trade that friggin' first round pick when we got Zach Wilson, and I wanted to freaking just get a haul and put good players around him.
Around Zach Wilson?
I never want.
No,
I never wanted. I wanted to keep Sam Darnold and trade that first round pick for a haul.
Listen, what did Sam do in the
Boy
playoffs?
Green, I've told him this many times.
All right, well, again, that it's over with now. It's over with. Let's think about what's about to. So what are we arguing about? We're arguing about nonsense at this point. Hey, Scott, turn your hat around, my man. Turn your hat around. How old are you? Turn your hat around.
Nobody's arguing. James, nobody's
go.
arguing. We're having a very
How old are you?
It's just after all this nonsense, we just have more of a wait and see attitude. It's like 2 years ago when we got Aaron Rodgers, everybody was like freaking coming in their pants, man. All freaking like, oh, we're gonna go for sure. Blah, blah. There are no guarantees in life. That's the problem. And right now, I'm back to where I was when we had Neil O'Donnell as quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no guarantees, Ed. I'm on the Amtrak right now. This thing could go off the tracks in 2 minutes. Of course, there's no guarantees in life, but that's not the point. The point is what we got in the cupboard now. We got food to cook. We just gotta maybe doctor it up a little bit and make a decent meal. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that. I think he's gonna do all right.
Someone's trying to. Our guy Chef Kevin Gilbert.
Wow.
Man, James, you are upsetting people in the chat so much so that Chef Kevin Gilbert is asking, "What's the bounty for your head to get you kicked off the show?" Good
Hey,
Lord.
listen, 149th Street in the Bronx. You can come see me. I'll be over there in a little bit. That's the bounty for my head. How's that? How's that? But I don't care what.
Tell him, James.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about the bounty on my head. Listen, here's the fact of the matter. The simple fact is, if we could play some real good defense this year and run the ball like we're going to be capable of, I want to see Braylon Allen all day, every single day this year on that option, on that read option. It's going to be something special, I think. So let's not talk about Aaron Rodgers anymore. Let's talk about what we got. Steve Wilkes, like we just said before, is really going to attack other teams, and it's going to cause turnovers. Neil, you did make a really good point on that. It's going to cause some havoc on the field, and that's what we need. Points are going to be at a premium. Points are going to be at a premium this year. Defense and run the ball. That's what we need to do, gentlemen. I don't want to interrupt anybody's sleep on this train, but I will be calling back in, and I'll talk to you boys, you gentlemen, soon. Have a good day.
Okay, well, there he is. James dipping out, and Chef Kevin Gilbert now.
What do you want to do?
Baby.
Ran.
So you think we could
run? Come on.
Yeah, Chef.
So you guys think we could
do? Don't know.
Hey, Chef. What you got cooking, Chef?
We'll get some bread. 35 years old. That kid know nothing.
Hey, Chef.
Chef, easy, go easy, cuz.
James is off, but what would you have set the bounty at?
Probably ran because he has a life.
Maybe.
He said he going to the Bronx. What he doing in a tank top? It ain't hot out here.
Oh shit!
What are you talking about? Jet fan, 35 years old. He's seen a lot of stuff. He qualified. He ain't qualified. I ain't seen him at no games.
I got 30 jerseys, 35 years old. I took to the game. I'm still in my camper.
Neil, we have season tickets. We have what is this guy talking about? He ain't been
I got underwear older than him.
Tailgates.
Yeah, every time wait, let me say, Chef, every time I see you on, my mouth starts to water. I want to eat your food. I get all excited to eat.
Oh, good thing you cleared that up.
Yeah, that was going in a different direction there.
Exactly. We might have had to.
Yeah. No, I'm standing outside
different
right now.
show.
It's St. Patrick's Day weekend, man. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
We ran out a couple things or whatever, so I'm here
damn.
right now, waiting for the doors to
Oh,
open
okay.
up.
You gotta get them bangers and mashed, baby. Bangers and mashed.
Yeah. That's on the menu, man, for brunch.
Hey, Chef. Hey, Chef Kev, I need you to step up your game. I got you going all the way to my Final Four. You're my dark horse here, buddy.
Man. You're the only one, Indy. I got you, man.
I know. I need you to step up your game here.
Let me ask you guys a question, Indy. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If I go up against, let's just say by possibility, I go up against KC Jet fan. Would you vote for him over me?
No, I voted for you over me.
No,
wow.
Come on. But I'm with you guys. These guys that come on, they're not even Jet fans. I mean, come on, man.
They haven't experienced the pain that we felt, man.
This guy likes the Giants, and Charles Gorman said he likes Tom Brady and my nightmares. He likes my nightmares. I mean, come on. What are you putting in there, Ed?
It's not wrong to say, hey, Brady's the GOAT. It's okay to say that, but to say, hey, I like him, like this is my guy. No, you can't say that, man.
You're not a Jets fan. You're not a Jets fan if you can say you like Tom Brady.
Nah, come on, man. MJ, you got to respect Jordan, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Hey, he's my favorite player. Like, nah, fuck that.
Unless you're a Bulls fan. Now I'm a Bulls fan, so I can say it. But I will never say, oh, I love Tom Brady. He's one of the greatest to ever play the game. But he's definitely. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I like Tom Brady. I'll take Browning Nagel as a friend before I would take a Tom Brady.
One of my favorite
That's
things.
the name from the back.
That was Look at that pull, Browning Nagel.
When they're playing Tom Brady at golf, and what's his name takes his golf club and breaks it on the ground. If I play golf with Tom Brady, he had 3 broken clubs in his bag, and I'd smile at him. But he had 3 broken clubs in his bag. Anyway, guys, take care.
Tom can afford new clubs anytime he wants. Trust me.
Thanks,
he
Neil.
don't give a shit.
The cigar Neil came out. Look at that. Oh, he did.
Neil.
Yo, BG, I'm gonna run too. I only jumped on to talk smack to that young kid, man.
James, and he's dipped out.
Saying meet me somewhere, man. I'll play those internet games, and don't talk like that.
All right. If he comes back, I expect to shove in Kev Gilbert.
And set the bounty, and I'll take his ass off.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. There you go. Wow. Okay.
Hey, BG.
Brewing myself another cup of coffee.
Yeah.
This is going to be a 2, maybe a 3 cup show, right?
Who knows? Only God
Why don't you bring the kid up? Why don't you bring your daughter on?
She's asleep.
Oh, she's asleep?
Yeah, all the kids are asleep. Yeah.
It's freaking 9 o'clock in the morning. Get their asses up.
I don't know. They're young, man. They can sleep. I don't care.
No, it's teenagers that sleep until 2 in the afternoon, man, because their bones are creaking as they grow. I'm telling you, when my son was like 18, 19, 20, that you couldn't wake him up. He was like, you could blow off a freaking M80 in his bedroom. He'd be like.
Well, 2 in the afternoon is 5 hours away, so I guess I got a little wiggle room before we get there, easy. But
it is what it is.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll be making appearances. Go ahead, Indy.
Hey, BG, you've got a show on Tuesday with Woody, right?
Yes, correct.
Woody.
Love Woody. Him and I were going back and forth yesterday. Yeah, on Instagram. On Instagram, he made an not really an anti, but a post about Justin Fields. Him and I were going back and forth, and I said, Rudy, I said, let's do a call in on Tuesday. He goes, well, I'll talk to BT and we'll see what.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's up to. I'll open up phone lines on any show. It's up to Rudy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'll ask him if we can do it or not. And I said, you can, if you open up the call line, I'll call in and we can go back and forth.
Oh, baby. I can't wait for
that. He made a great point, though. He made a great point. Because everything he said was factual.
So he was dissing Justin Fields, you're saying?
No, yes and no. Everything he said was true. So I can't really say he was dissing Justin Fields. Justin Fields is 0-22 when let's see. Something about when the defense allows 21 points or more. He's 0-22.
Like he can't carry the team, basically, is what the stat says.
You're right. And I said, well, that's, and put that in context, his last year in Chicago, first 5 games, the defense averaged 35 points a game. The defense averaged, they allowed 35 points a game.
Yeah.
That's a lot for any quarterback.
You got to remember, Justin Fields was on a horrible team for his first 3 years. I mean,
Chicago sucked. Yeah,
Chicago's coaches were worse than the Jets' coaches last year.
They were. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Think about that. Chicago's coaches were worse than the Jets' coaches last year.
Yeah,
that's how bad they were.
That's a true statement and an incredible statement.
We don't know what we have this year, but it's got to be better than last year. I mean, this panel right here could do better than last year.
Well, the thing I think, because we don't know what Justin Fields is going to be as a passer, again, I'm interested to see what Tanner Engstrand's plan for him is because he's identified Justin Fields as a guy. But the thing I know is going to be better is we're going to have a bleeping running game, and that will be the bread and butter of this team. Breece Hall is going to have a guy at the mesh point where you have to account for Justin Fields at all times when you're running around with the football. And Justin Fields is the second most rushing yards in a single season ever with his 1,100 a couple years ago. But let's see. I think they're going to run the shit out of him this year with Breece Hall and Braylon and everybody else. We'll see what else they bring. But I'm excited about the run game.
I think we should
got
do
a
it.
question for you.
Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah.
So what's our cap space look like? And could we keep 4 quarterbacks? Is there any way to keep 4 quarterbacks? Because I'm really starting to like the kid from Syracuse. I keep seeing more stuff about him, and I'm hoping we can get him in the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah, I would love Kyle McCord. The contract question is interesting because it's not a simple question because of all the contracts that have to keep coming in. For instance, obviously, Justin Fields on a 2-year deal for $40 million. How much of it is in year one? He's one example. I know his contract details have come out, so we actually know his cap in. But everyone that's now signed, where did the Jets move all the money? That will sort of determine where the money is. Because, like, right now, as I pull it up here, I don't know how.
But has a team ever kept 4 quarterbacks?
Yes.
You ever heard of that?
I have. Who brought that up? I just heard at the combine. Was that the Patriots with Brady? The Patriots definitely could have done it, but there was another team. I think either Mike Tannenbaum was on or with. Someone told the story at the NFL combine about keeping 4 quarterbacks in the either late 90s, early 2000s. So it certainly has happened before, but we'll see. By the way, the current cap space, according to the overlords of Over the Cap, the Jets have $32 million, which is still good for like the top 10 or borderline top 10, according to them. So we still have significant money, it looks like.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And yes, FL Phil 98. I in the side conversations to Easy's breathing. I've been muting people if they're not on the show, just boop, 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 to try to do some stuff behind the scenes. So I appreciate that.
Easy, what are you doing? Cooking for 10 people?
Yeah. Let's go back to Easy. Yeah, what are you doing, Easy?
Washing a dish, man.
Oh yeah, some dishwashing. Okay, yeah. We'll allow you to go.
Well, this house, if I don't keep it clean, I'll get those little shit flies running around.
Fruit flies.
I can't have that. Yeah, I hate them fuckers, man.
Okay.
Because they get, once you get one, you get about 30 of them, and they just buzz around. You try to eat a sandwich, and they're flying in your mouth as you try. It's a pain in the ass. So I try to keep everything as clean as possible now, because I don't want to get them bastards in the house again. Cause like I said, I got 2 of those little cup things that smell like vinegar.
Oh, yeah.
Stunk up the kid, and they fly in there. But I mean, just who the hell wants to deal with that crap? I live in a really old house.
Okay.
You know,
I'm gonna drop. My question was all about.
My rent's $400 though. So
thanks, Floor Lily. Thanks for calling in,
Yeah,
brother.
easy.
Appreciate it. Yeah, there he is, Floor Lily.
what I want to say is, for all the bullshit that we've gone through, the reason we didn't have good passing games or running games the past couple of years, and I hate to be a guy that throws shade at someone bad, but Keith Carter, man, if you do not have a good offensive line, you can't pass protect and you cannot run. And why in God's green earth they did not get rid of this guy 2 years ago when they had an opportunity to, I will never understand.
Apparently that was a solid decision, that he's the one who advocated for the hiring of Keith Carter, and the year that it went bad, he said, no, we're not going to lose my guy. And apparently there's been accusations that like Mike LaFleur was a solid guy, and he was forced to fire LaFleur, and he wasn't going to do it again with the Keith Carter guy was his guy. So he pounded the table to keep him, apparently. So that is blood on Salah's hands.
The guy had gotten fired from other teams because he was A, ineffective, and B, the players hated him.
Yeah,
so,
he ran a militaristic style. I talked to, when the Jets hired Keith Carter, I immediately reached out to my people down with the Tennessee Titans, and they said,
they hated him.
I'm just going to let you know that his very tough, bullshit, in-your-face stuff rubs a lot of players the wrong way. But again, I grew up with military stuff, so, it hits people differently. But yeah, that had been a problem in the past. That is true.
Well, the problem you should have noticed is he couldn't run the ball and he couldn't pass the ball.
Well, that's also
you have a young quarterback in Zach Wilson who's inexperienced. If on the occasions they gave Zach time, he actually did some okay stuff. But on the occasions where they didn't, he sucked. because he was young. But
let's welcome
anyway,
in NY.
I'm going to
Jets
let someone
FL10.
else on the phone. I'll see you guys.
All right, they're easy. Dips out on the show. Appreciate you. And look at this.
What's up, Indy?
Ted is back and James is back. Look at James. Okay,
where's Chef
wherever
Kevin
Chef
Gilbert?
Kevin Gilbert.
Yeah, where you at?
Chef?
Let me tell you.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you something.
Take off, brother.
First off,
Appreciate you, Indy. Thanks, man.
First off, I'm coming back from Philly. I'm on the Amtrak because I got a sweatshirt on, but that's neither here nor there, you clown. I go to 4 to 5 games a year. I don't have season tickets, but I go to 4 to 5 games a year every year for probably the last 15 years of my life. So you can kick rock, dog. Go make your sausages or whatever you're going to make right now, all right? You can come talk to me whenever you want. I'm going to call in from now on. Don't give me your bull, you know what? Saying I don't know anything. I'm 35 years old. What does that mean? What does that mean? That makes me not qualified? Get out of here, man. I don't got time for you're playing with the wrong one, dog. I want to talk to you soon. I'll talk to you guys later.
James, hang on tight. If Chef comes back, I'll let you know. There you go. All right, and Ted, hey man, what's popping? Good to see you, Ted.
And Paul, what? I mean, did this all start yesterday with Neil and I calling? It's just morphed.
That's
into
100% what happened. It was you guys, and then Scotty got into it, and then that lit the fuse of the entire world. So yes, you were it. Yeah.
That is the controversy, I guess. I'm involved with a lot of controversy on these Jets calling shows somehow. Yeah. You know, I found it interesting that I was actually busy this morning.
No, that's all right.
You're right. I found it interesting this morning that Neil could snap like that back to his old form, you know, instantaneously. So I think perhaps he was what's the right word? What is that word that Rogers uses?
Well, he uses a lot of words, but
no, I got it. He was manifesting his Jets
manifesting. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, I got caught up on my words there. Yeah, so I think, or embellishing, I don't know what the right word is. I think Neil got his PC company got to him overnight and told him he's got to clean up his what's that say? Scotty and Neil. Yeah, that's true. Scotty and Neil. Yeah, Scotty and Neil was epic. That was like a complete, you know, attempted beatdown of Neil. So
yeah.
I don't know, Paul. I like the format though. I have to say. Any Jets takes today, or where are we at?
Well, my big one that I started the show with that really sort of pissed me off, to be honest with you, is a Steelers insider. I don't know if anyone knows who this is, but he's very well known in Pittsburgh. His name is Jerry Dulac. He's covered the Pittsburgh Steelers forever for the Post-Gazette. He basically poked fun and made jokes about the Jets on the Rich Eisen show this week, saying they gave Justin Fields a ridiculous contract. That's what ridiculous teams do, like the New York Jets. And he was just talking all this shit. And then, like, later in the conversation, Rich Eisen circled back to it because he wanted to get to him about all the Rodgers stuff. And he said, ridiculous, like, do tell, what's going on? And he's like, well, you know, if the Steelers' number one quarterback option would have been bringing back Justin Fields, he talked about his youth and all this. He was just talking out of both sides of his mouth, which pissed me off. And then there's just these elitist Steeler fans that just say that their shit doesn't stink and that they're the ones now, they're taking shots at Jets quarterbacks. I'm like, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't go to the Steelers, which is possible, he could, but like Mike Silver yesterday said that Rodgers wants the Vikings, and if the Vikings don't want him, he might just go tell the Giants and Steelers to go fuck off and retire. And if they do, then the Steelers are going to be caught holding the bag with no quarterback, which, like I said, I think is sort of ironic and funny with all the bullshit that's been thrown our way. So yeah, that started the show, and then it went everywhere else.
I understand. I heard the part where you were confronted while getting your pizza by a Steeler fan.
I did. That did happen. Yeah.
If he was like happy with it, why would you be confronted by a Steeler fan? He must be a little sensitive about the Justin Fields signing.
100% that he would approach me, right? Like I'm sitting alone in a booth just on my phone, and then I feel, you could feel people when they're sort of near you, and then I'm like, I'm not looking up, but like I'm reading my thing and aware if someone's going to say something to me, and then yeah, he says, and I look up like this guy initiating with me, Mr. fucking Steelers fan. Oh yeah, unbelievable! Look at that guy.
That's all I got, Paul. I have to say, I don't know where the show's going, but I found it. I like the weekend format. If you could do this on the weekends,
Yeah, maybe yeah, because you're right. That's it. It has to be a weekend thing because of my radio job. I can't possibly go to these long lengths, or I won't make it to my radio show, which I'm sure they won't appreciate. But yeah, maybe it's a weekend thing. That's what Phil, FFL 98, said this a long time ago. They wanted me to get into this kind of format. I'm like, man, first off, you got to control people. If you have the wrong people on, and I won't say any names, no one can talk at any time. So then you just lose it. It's just constant blathering. No one hears anything. So it has to be the right people on, the right control. And then to your point, I think a weekend thing is right. So yeah, maybe moving forward, that's how we'll do it.
I like it. Paul Free for All. That's what I would call it.
Beautiful. That's a good name. Ted, thanks for joining us on the show. So yeah, great format for whoever discovered that and the hieroglyphics of whoever has that correct. So yeah, this might be a weekend thing moving forward. Yeah, FFL 98 says it works if people are respectful. I think that's a key. Again, sometimes you just have too many people that just have too much commentary, even when they say they'll stop talking. There's just added stuff that disrupts because there's natural. If we have James who's on a train somewhere, and then we have someone else who's in a car, there's going to be delays and bumps. So if people keep interrupting, then it just bleep, boop, 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 boop. For Lily says, do I have an overall mute button? I must somewhere, I guess, but I do not know where it is. So I got to do more research, I guess, for having that many people on, of having that. I can mute people individually, so I just have to go like, boop, 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 boop. But I'm sure there is because, Jake Asman's used it before. So I'll work on that. That might clean it up there from that perspective. Well, welcome in another caller here, but also I will say, Chef Kevin Gilbert, if you're out there in the universe after you leave your grocery store, James would like to speak with you. So before the end of the show. So I don't know where that's going to go. That could get more divisive in nature. But yes. So Chef, if you're listening to the show right now, James would like to speak with you. With that being said, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got Johnny Boy here on the program. What's up, Johnny?
BG, good morning, man.
Unbelievable.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah. God bless. Yeah. God's day, baby. Blessed be He.
So I woke up and I just saw chaos all over. And what's up, Snowball?
Oh, nice hat. Look he's got the new logo too. That's nice.
Thanks.
So I think I got that on the back of this new hat. Let me see. Is that it? Yeah, there we go, baby.
It is.
Hey. Booyah.
That's his stealth logo.
Sweet. Well, what you call that? The envelope opener or something, Johnny? What you call that?
Yeah, that's the envelope opener right there.
Yeah.
That's nice. The one that if you're a real True Jet fan and you're out and about somewhere, but
right, Snowball's wearing that hat and they're like, "Oh, what are you a fan of? The Air Force?" Yeah, like what's happening there?
It's not even like that, BG. It's like one of those that you see another fan wearing that and all you do is the nod. And you just keep going.
Yeah. I wonder who the other people that don't understand. Do they just not engage in conversation because they're afraid of where that goes?
Pretty much.
Okay, so 1 second here. Pause. Chef, I see you're in here. James, you can come back when you're ready. James is ready to have a chat with you, Kevin.
What up?
So Chef, we'll be right back to you. Well, I know you're running around your grocery store right now, so we'll be right back with you, Chef. James, he's here. So James, if you'd like to return.
Chef looks like he's at a Restaurant Depot.
Yeah, he is. That's a very nice. He's not like at some Walmart. He looks like he's at a nice place. So James, again, there's your alert to call in. Chef is here. He is ready to go. So James, wherever you are. But anywho, Jets Worldwide. Let's give some love, baby. We got the two baby makers of Jets Worldwide here. Yeah.
BG, so I wanted to ask you some stuff, man.
Oh, okay, sure.
Well, I heard some good news.
About
an upcoming episode, so
that's
exciting.
I see. Yes.
I heard about that.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And I'm glad that this show that is unnamed at this point. I'm glad they reached out when they did because my schedule is about to get crazy because our Syracuse Mets, that's I believe 12 days away, which is crazy to think about here in March. But baseball starts in 12 days here in Syracuse for the Mets, the AAA affiliate of the New York Mets. So shit's about to get busy. Long story short, so I appreciate whoever the show is that reached out to my booking agent to make sure we could get this in the universe.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you something. So we had a show the other night on Friday, right? And we had a few questions in regards to some of the players that seems like we might be keeping. And I wanted to ask you this. What are your thoughts on Lazard potentially not being cut and being with the team this upcoming season itself? Like, are you about it or not?
I'm not, but I don't make those decisions. It's more real now. Rich Cimini just put it in a Sunday morning column too that the Jets have not cut him yet, and there's like a real realness, for lack of a better word, to the possibility that he's back. He led the league in drop percentage last year. For folks who don't know what that means, he dropped the ball more than anyone in the league. Number one in the league. That's probably the only thing he was number one in, for God's sakes, outside of penalties created and all that. And like I said, his piss poor attitude really bothers me. But the thing I will give the potential opportunity for is AG. He's a coach. He's a former player. Can he speak? Can he find that? And I talked about this on the show a little bit yesterday, somewhere in that 2.5 hours, is that obviously there is a flame inside Alan Lazard. And maybe it's waning. Maybe it's a very faint flame. But when he first came in the league, he had to work his ass off. He was this undrafted free agent, late round pick, whatever he was. I think he was an undrafted free agent. And he's a practice squad guy with the Jaguars, trying to earn his way up. He played special teams. He was a run blocker. He was doing all the dirty shit. And then he ends up in Green Bay doing the same shit. And while doing that shit, he impresses some guy named Aaron Rodgers. Like, who's that guy on that other side field? Who's wide receiver 12? Let's bring him over here. And his whole story takes off. So obviously at one point, somewhere in his life, there was a flame that lit brightly before he got paid by the Jets, where I don't know if he's ever going to be the superstar wide receiver, but there's a flame of that he gave a shit. There was effort, there was hustle, and all these things. Can AG get that out of him? And put that aside, obviously the wide receiver options suck. I'm going to be writing a piece about this after the show today, where, if you cut him, you save $6 million, but you eat $6 million in dead cap hit. So it's kind of one in one hand, one in the other. The wide receiver options either suck in the free agent market or are going to be expensive. Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper, or some reunion with Elijah Moore tweeting out God quotes. So, those are your top options, and the Jets may go, So for now, it doesn't hurt just to hold on to him and see what's going to happen. Do they draft a bunch of cool players in draft? They're like, all right, now we could cut Lazard in May. Maybe. But right now, he has a path to the roster. Sort of disgusting, but I'll give AG the benefit of the doubt that he could sort of bring out of him what was once there earlier in his career.
He may just wait and see where Rodgers goes.
That was another thing, that you trade his ass to, let's say he ends up on the Giants. You call up the Giants, hey, Lazard's available for a 6th, 5th, whatever. Yeah. And then they get him.
I know it's taboo. I think it's like saying Beetlejuice if you on this channel if you say Aaron Rodgers more than 3 times. Yeah. So all of a sudden mayhem starts when you talk about him. But a real question is, if he does go to another team,
sure,
where do you think he goes? Me personally, I think he's going to go to, and you're in the media.
Yeah.
I believe he goes to a place where the media is tame, where he's not in the bee's nest, right? So I think the Giants are out because New York media, it's just gonna be the Jets all over again. So that choice between Pittsburgh and Minnesota, where are the woods thicker? Where are you out in the middle of the field and no one's running up to you, with a camera and a microphone? So
I will answer that in 1 second, Snowball and Johnny Boy. It is here. Let's bring them both on. We have Chef Kevin Gilbert, and we have a very special guest, James, here. Oh, boy. Here we go. Let me move out of the way here, boys.
First off, I'm on the Amtrak from Philly to New York. I'll be in Penn Station at 9:45, so I don't know what you're talking about. It was hot, so I took off my sweatshirt. That's first. Second, what's your deal? What's your problem? Talk to me. D-Man.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Talk to me.
All right, calm down. You can take a seat, man. It ain't no big
I'm
deal.
in the bathroom, dog. I'm in the bathroom because there's people. I'm trying to be respectful.
Pulling the V, man, right?
What?
You look a little red, man. You got to calm down. Just chill out,
I'm
man.
calm,
Ain't that big a deal. Basically, when you calling on, you want to talk, right? So let me talk. Basically, with you coming on, doing this to all the OGs, man, I felt like that was disrespectful. And you kept on going on talking like that or whatever. So I felt it was disrespectful. So what did I do? I put in a super chat talking about a bounty, right? You familiar with that?
Yeah, I'm familiar with a bounty, man.
All right. So what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with what? A bounty? Listen, around my way, you talk about a bounty, that's an issue. I don't know what you need. You need to chill. First off, I was real respectful at first. I waited my turn. I wasn't interrupting nobody. I made a little joke about old age. I respect anybody that's older than me, so take it easy on that, all right? All right, you're trying to say
You don't think I'm easy right now?
What?
You said take it easy. You don't think I'm easy right now?
Right now you might be, but talking about a bounty, I'm the wrong one, dog. I don't know where you're from, but you don't talk about bounty.
Again, we're talking about the show. This is what you want. You're talking about the
What
show.
is
You
a
familiar
bounty
with the
on a
Jake
show?
Asman show?
What? I don't know. Go
You
ask.
familiar with the Jake Asman show?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Jake
Okay,
Asman
so that's
show.
what I'm talking about. Bounties. I'm not talking about any other stupid shit you're talking about. I'm talking about the bounties with the show. And that's what I did. I posted that up. BG put it on, and then he started saying a whole bunch of dumb shit. That's irrelevant to what I'm talking about.
Yeah, real quick, a bounty is, let's make it up, $50. If the bounty set at $50 and Chef Kevin Gilbert pays the $50, James, you get kicked off the show. That's basically it.
Okay. See, I wasn't aware of that, so
That's
I
what I'm
apologize.
referring to. That's all. I'm not talking about seeing you or doing something else. It ain't none of that. And you could do it to me as well, but that's on Jake's show. I only mentioned it for BG just because of that. I ain't got no issue with you. I just had the issue with you talking about the OGs, and it wasn't just once or twice. It was a couple of times.
Bro, I made a joke about Ginkgo biloba and an early bird special. It's not that serious, man. The point I was trying to make is I've been a Jet fan for a long time, just like all of us in here. Well, not all of us, but I'm sure a lot of us. I don't want to live in the past anymore. I just don't want to do it. Aaron Rodgers is done. I don't want to talk about him anymore. It's done with. It's over. We have a new regime. We got a new coach, new defensive coordinator, new young OC with great backs in the stable, a horse at running back. Can he throw the ball? That's to be determined. I think maybe he might take a little bit of a leap this year. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. It feels like every time I listen to this show, because I tune in from time to time, but I'm going to be tuning in a lot more. It seems like we're talking about Aaron Rodgers in the past. We can't do that anymore. We can't. I don't want to do it. I don't want to listen to it. It's time to move forward. That's all I'm trying to say.
So you said all good points. I mean, I could get on board with all that. You're not saying nothing wrong there. I told you again. The only thing I had an issue with was how he was talking to the OGs. That's all, man.
So how much is his bounty, by the way? What is that set at?
BG is your show, dude.
Hey, I'm open to interpretation.
What? I do
Hey.
$5.
Boy Green, make that money, dog. Make that money, man. Make that money, bro. Yeah, make that money.
Hey, come on now.
Listen, if I can help you make some money, I'm cool. But I am on the train. I'm about to be off in a little bit, but I will call back. Kevin, much respect, bro. All right?
Yeah.
Much respect. God bless all of you, and we will talk soon. I appreciate it.
Well,
let's go. Safe trip.
Okay.
All right. I don't know what I missed, BG. I came out of the cooler.
No,
the
yeah.
Cooler's literally, hold on.
Yeah.
The cooler's right behind me
Oh
over
my
there.
God, look at the size of that.
All right. So I literally came out the cooler and I hear you saying, hey, man, you going to respond to James? I'm like, I thought I got on already.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah,
So I
you
don't know what I missed.
Yeah. So you came on, obviously, and you said, hey, baby, where's James? And James dipped out, so he's not in the green room. So I said, okay, Chef, James, wherever you are, call back in. And then you dipped out of the green room. James called back in, said, where's the Chef Kevin Gilbert guy? I want some of the Chef Kevin. And I'm like, okay, hang on there, bucko. I'll put him down, and we will send out the bat signal. Where's Chef Kevin Gilbert? And I said, he's in the store, so he could lose signal or might not be listening to the show immediately. So
there you go.
I said, I'll send it a few times out there and just like, hello. I said, if it lands eventually on Chef Kevin Gilbert, I'll get you guys both back on. So no, that's all you missed. So he's ready.
It's all good, man. I'm just somebody that's like, I've been watching the show for a while. The OGs for the shows, man. It's about the respect and all that kind of stuff. I ain't looking for anything else. Something comes to my door, I got to handle that. But, all that other stuff, I just had to make sure he was aware of. It's just the bounty. He could do it to me or whatever. Okay. I only mentioned that in a super chat. And then, he said whatever he said and all whatever.
Yeah,
so,
he got a little spicy. Hep says 50, a 50 spot, a 50 will do it. So there you go. Hep putting it out in the universe.
I think he got the message, man. I think he got the message.
Well done, Chef.
I just wanted to make sure that all the OGs is respected around here, regardless of what they say, good, bad, or whatever. As long as it's Jet takes, you have the right to dispute, to debate or whatever any kind of Jets take, but to go with the age
James
and
comedy
kind
special,
of
yeah. Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? That's all, man. I ain't looking for no beef, man. Unless it's a tenderloin, unless it's a ribeye.
Yeah, of course.
I'm
yeah,
looking
there
for
we
that.
go.
I'm actually we good on corned beef. We got a whole bunch of that
Okay.
already cooking, so I ain't looking for no corned beef. But we
feel
ran
you.
out of some fillets or whatever, so I'm picking that up. That's the
I
only beef
appreciate.
I'm looking for.
There you go. That's fine. Chef, God bless. Appreciate you. Thanks for calling into the show. Oh, baby. Okay. Ooh. That was handled very respectfully, I would just say. So, like, that was nice. James was bringing the heat, and I was laughing my ass off at some of the jokes. Okay. It's good on the handling. But I'm like, oh, boy, Chef ain't going to be playing with all that. And then I'm like, oh, boy, Chef and James, what's going to happen? Duck. Oh, there you go. Nice. Classy. All right. Good to see. All right, let's go back. Let's give the. I see there's a lot of people calling in. We'll get back to everybody, but Snowball, Johnny Boy, coming back. Woo! That was hot. That was hot. So, Snowball, please, if you can reset up your question for people that have kind of come in and out here. We have just under 1,000 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Snowball, please set it up so people understand the full context of what I'm about to answer.
Before I give you the comment, it's just you never get a second chance at a first impression. So when you. That's all I have to say. Aaron Rodgers, again, taboo name. But if he were to go to another team, the Giants, Minnesota, or Pittsburgh, right? We were talking about where the media is the least potent.
Sure.
Thoughts?
Minnesota. To be honest, that would be my gut of like Giants. Obviously, anything and everything he does, good or bad, is going to bounce both ways, right? Aaron Glenn, whether he gives a shit or not, it's going to come up, right? Aaron Rodgers has a 5-touchdown game. Jets lose by 40. The next Aaron Glenn media availability. Wow, Aaron Rodgers, the guy you dumped, just went off. Thoughts? Like, there's going to be that shit if he's in Giants town, but good and bad. And again, if Rodgers sucks and Fields is great on a night, I'm sure they're going to get rose petals. So it will go both ways, but that's the Giants thing. Pittsburgh thing, Jets and Steelers play each other. There's going to be some heat. And obviously the Steelers, they're championship or bust every year, which has been a lot of busts, Mr. 6 championships and everything else. And the fact that they haven't won a playoff game since 2016. So there's a lot of built-in pressure there. Minnesota, they're coming off a 14-win season, and I know they've never won a Super Bowl, and then there's the Brett Favre storylines and stuff and everything that's going to be included. Wherever Rodgers goes, there's going to bring more media than maybe there would have been in any particular spot, but I think that's the one. Like, Aaron isn't going to be looking over my shoulder, oh, where's J.J. McCarthy? He doesn't give a shit about it. Aaron is confident in himself. I don't think he's going to be thinking twice about any J.J. McCarthy action. That's my gut. Will the Vikings do it? Will they pull the trigger? I don't know what other option they're going to go to. All those other semi-proven veterans are off the bingo card. So I think he does ultimately end up in Vikings land, which has the Giants and Steelers going, oh boy. Because if Russell Wilson, let's just say he signs with the Browns because he visited over there, what other option is out there? Yikes for both of those franchises.
Well, the Giants have the draft too, so.
Yeah, the 3rd overall pick, of course. Right. Yeah, so we'll see if anyone is there because there's some buzz that Tennessee's going to go Cam Ward, which makes sense. They have done nothing in the veteran market, which says to me, we're taking a quarterback. And if they do, are the Giants taking Shador? Do they not believe in Shador? Then all of a sudden they're holding the bag. I do like that if you end up with Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter, if I'm a Giants fan, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Not so good about the quarterback situation, but.
Right.
I've been on record saying that I'm continue to keep saying it. I think he retires. If I'm being very honest with you guys,
that would surprise me.
I just think like either that or he's gonna wait it out and it'll be some type of injury to some, and then come in that way and all that. Because I saw something, and I don't know if it's true or anything, but he was asking something to the sense of like $100 million. To get paid.
I heard the report that came out is Aaron Rodgers isn't looking for nothing, like to get paid the veteran minimum, but he's not looking for the $50 million club. It sounds like he's looking for basically the Sam Darnold deal, which was a 3-year deal for about $100 million, $33 million per. Respectable money, basically, is what some sort said. I forgot which story, ESPN, Athletic, wherever that came from. So my apologies. I normally like to cite, but wherever it came from, that's apparently what he's asking for.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, imagine paying that much for that guy. Now, and it's not my money. It's some other team's money, some other person's problem. It is what it is. Best of luck to him. Wish him all the luck. I hope he does great. It just didn't work with us. At the end of the day,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. It just didn't work with us, right? my whole thing is now moving forward, because I mean I'm on the same boat with James when it comes to the part of moving forward and progressing.
Yes,
with
it's
that.
over,
Not just
yeah.
continue to keep saying, what if we could have done this? What if we could have done that? I mean, that's just life within itself. And I see Lazard. Lazard, somebody's on the team right now. He's getting a lot of like, oh my gosh, he's still on the team. What are we going to do? If supposedly, right, we're going to be this run heavy team and all that, one of his strengths was blocking, right?
True. Yes.
People come back and they say, oh, but, penalties and all this stuff like that. If we're going to keep it 100, everybody was getting penalties left and right and
That's
all
true.
that. And I correlate that to coaching.
Of course.
You know what I mean? I mean, he's a big body. He's not, he's not a small dude and everything like that. So if we're going to be successful, I think next year's games, I think they're going to be gritty games. I don't think they're going to be these, 40 to like 37 or whatever it is.
That would surprise me. But we'll see, I guess. But
I just think when I see the free agency out there, right, what's better? I mean, Keenan Allen, I don't think Keenan Allen wants to come over. He said it before that there's only a few teams that he would go back to, and the Jets weren't one of them. I'm right.
Yeah.
Cooper, you saw what happened to him over there with Buffalo, with Josh Allen at that.
Pretty invisible,
right?
Yeah.
He was gone. So if we keep going down the list, right, it keeps getting smaller. Now I know this is a take that not many people are going to like and all that, but also, I mean, in Lazard's mind, can Lazard be like, I'm gonna prove to everybody what I am without Aaron Rodgers? Because that's the biggest stick with him right now, right? And I'm not here, dude. And I'm not somebody that's like, I love Lazard. I'm a Lazard truther, because I'm not at all. I'm just trying to.
You're not getting Lazardi on us?
No, I'm not. Not.
Okay. All right.
You guys already did that before Snowball and I came on the show and everything.
Right.
So I just think that might be one of the ones that potentially does stay here with us, and there might be some upside. Again, there's just a lot of upside players that,
and we'll see what happens.
On,
yeah,
that people are not liking, and that's fine. That's their opinion, and they should be able to go ahead and make that opinion itself. But from what I'm seeing and all that, we're finally not doing the whole, oh man, we got, I don't know who was the really old player that was out there right now. Calais Campbell,
39.
Let's go get Calais Campbell.
I love Calais
and plug him in and all that. When AG and them are saying we want to stay young and continue to keep building for the future itself. Calais Campbell could have been a good maybe player if we were just right there on the brink of possibly, getting into the Super Bowl or something like that, but we're not. I mean,
are we pulling all the life plugs out of anyone that's over the age of 30? Like, we still need some veteran leadership and things of that nature. Like, for instance, CJ Mosley's gone. He was a team leader. He's a captain. Captain, my captain. He's an older guy, and Jets pulled the plug there. I don't think everyone could be young. I like the strategy so far that you're getting a lot of upside guys that either have one specific trait or a series of things that are sort of interesting, and the Jets are taking a gamble. If they hit, Jets are going to look smart. If they don't, like, who gives a shit? It was a one-year deal for nothing money. So I don't mind the strategy, but not everyone could just be young. There's going to have to be some level of balance.
Yeah, the CJ Mosley thing is, I mean, neck injuries is nothing to toy with. So,
That's
I understand. Listen, I got to get ready for church. 2 points before I leave.
Please.
Number one, I'm a teacher, and there are students who are willing to learn, and there are students who just tune you out. So those who are willing to learn can improve tremendously. So when it comes to players on the Jets, if you have the right teacher, if you have the right coach, and you have the right student who's willing to learn, even Lazard, who was a kid who tuned out the coaching, right, and tuned everybody out last year. He can turn it around if he has the right teacher. Maybe Glenn, maybe Angstrand, these people, maybe they're the right teacher. Maybe they get through to him. They turn him around, change his attitude, and bring him back, and he can be an effective player. We've seen spots of it with him, even with, Zach, right? He had some shining moments. So, and he can get up, he can catch a Hail Mary pass. But these are the things that I'm hoping for in the future. there are things with Justin Fields that are positives, right? This new coaching staff, again, if you get the right players and you get the right coaches, things can turn around. So, and second point is everyone's entitled to their opinion, no matter what it is. Okay. It can be a bad take. It can be a good take. You can live in the present, you can live in the future, and you can live in the past. But if you're on our team and you root for the Jets, everybody's opinion counts. That's it. I'm out. Have a
And
great
give
one.
us a plug. Plug real quick, boys. Give us a plug for Jets Worldwide, please. and
Jets
thank you.
Worldwide, 7:30 p.m. every Friday. This week we have a very special guest, and looks like we might be having additional guests as well. So,
okay.
Oh,
Good tease.
so,
There we go.
yes.
Snowball. Appreciate
Twist.
you.
See ya.
God bless. Yep.
Later,
we'll see
Snowball.
you. All right. And Johnny, God bless. Jets Worldwide, wide. Appreciate you, pal. Thank you. All right. Let's get everybody else here on the show. Let's roll. Philium, FL Phil 98 joins us. What a program.
Yeah, absolutely. So real quick, Paul. So yeah, this whole concept of multiple people where I, thought it was a great idea. You had that day where your stuff wasn't working. Nobody could hear you. So people we tried calling in to see if you could hear us and we could hear each other, but the outside audience couldn't hear you. Yeah. And it was a little wild at times, but for the most part, everybody tried to be respectful. Mm-hmm. And, to be honest, I tried to moderate a little bit. And as long as people you can talk as long as you want, but when you're done, let somebody else talk. Don't talk over them. Yeah. Okay. Don't be, blowing into your freaking microphone while you're cooking breakfast. We can't hear the other guys.
I was trying to be a little producer there. Yeah. Cause I saw Easy was doing it. So I was trying to do that. Then I heard Indy every time. If he was talking, he'd be like, hey, son, hey, daughter, hey, this story. I'm like, Jesus. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. And I know you were trying to handle it. I just wanted to make that point real quick. Yes. What I really called about was, I hope Chef is still out there, man. Chef, if you're out there, that was beautiful. I mean, it really freaking was. All right. He stayed cool. All right. And this is not a knock on James at all. I get emotional. Okay. James was emotional. Chef kept it cool. He kept coming back to, hey man, all I'm saying is you can say whatever you want. It doesn't have to get personal, right? Doesn't have to be insulting. And just, man, that dude was as cool as it gets. Chef, if you're out there.
Diffuse. Yeah.
Yeah, I just loved it. And I just wanted to, shout out to Chef. That was something, brother. That's an OG right there. That was an OG move right there.
And I don't know what I was expecting because when Chef came on, because they were playing phone tag where one was on it, but one wasn't, I felt heat from Chef. I'm like, oh boy, where's this going to go? And then get them both on. And then like the strategy that Chef used, it's like, boom, boom. So that was a good conversation.
Yeah. Like when he said to him something about, calm down. He was like, I'm calm. Yeah. It was just freaking beautiful. It really was. And listen, James, I get the, you're 35 and we're all old guys and whatever. I get it. And I agree with him that, man, we talk about Aaron Rodgers and the past way too much. Drives me crazy too, James. Okay. Right there with you, man. All right. And yes, anybody's a Jets fan for any period of time is entitled to their opinion. So it's all good. Bring it on. James, call in, man. It's all good.
Yeah, I hope so. William, thank you so much for the call, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, James, feel free to call in more often. Same thing. We had Scotty on earlier. Scotty, feel free to call in more. I like the variety of the diet. Let's keep rolling. We've got the Lane train here. Lane, what's up, man?
Oh, I'm good. Hello, Paul. Paul Boy Green.
Yeah. Great job so far in all your Maniac Madness. You've been doing a great job, Lane.
Yeah, the rankings for going up against 25. The real reason why starts on the Jets schedule coming out already.
Yeah, in 2 months. Yep.
The teams that we play, why didn't I see the Giants on it? That's weird.
Is that on it? Let me pull up the Jets opponents. I normally have that graphic saved, but let me see. Jets opponents 2025. Here they all are. Beyond our divisional opponents. Okay, so here's all the extra games we have this season. Browns, Steelers, Falcons, Panthers, Broncos, Cowboys. We've got Ravens, Bengals, Saints, Bucks, Jags. No Giants.
Because I know we played them last year.
Sometimes we get them in the preseason for the Snoopy Bowl, but no Giants next year. For this year, rather.
Fine.
So, but it's good to see you, Lane Train. I appreciate you, pal. Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate the call. Let's go. Let's go to another caller here that had a special request. And I like honoring special requests. That's the kind of guy I am here on God's Day. Thank you to the 1,000 people that are in the room right now. Like that video. Hit subscribe, baby. That's a free way to contribute to the show. Also, raffle tickets and everything else are still welcome. Super chats and memberships, baby. Make it rain. But we bring on June, the GM, here on the show. June, hello. Good morning.
So, I had to watch yesterday's show for context, right?
Oh, boy. Yeah, there was a lot of context there.
Took my time with it. These are my takes from it.
All right.
First of all, let me start at the beginning. When I first started jumping on these chats, I noticed there was a lot of people in the chats who like to come at people just for no reason, or like to challenge your opinion or your thoughts. You got some people in the chats that like to twist your words. Like you say one thing and they take it and twist it, and you're like, I didn't say that. You got some people who are condescending, like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, they act like they're talking from a higher perspective as if they're in the building. You have a lot of strange people on these chats, right? And I had to adjust to it, especially on Jake Asman's show. No disrespect. At first, I didn't really like the show because I'm like, why are these weird dudes on here? What's happening here? Who's that? And who's this? But then I said, okay, I get it. This is his twist on how he presents things.
Sure.
Just like you have your twist, you know? So my thing is this.
All right.
It's supposed to be fun. This is not my job. I don't got a stressful job. I love what I do, but you know, this is not supposed to be anything complex. You jump on here, you hear people's opinions, you give your own, you laugh, you meet friends. Hopefully you meet in real life at the game. And
sure, I hope so. By the way, we talked about the schedule coming up. Sorry to interrupt, but we have a Jets game coming up, and we're working on all the details where we'll be hopefully all together. So, Boy Green Coffee Club members, keep an eye out. We'll hopefully have more details to come, including perhaps Chef Kevin Gilbert catering said event. So, a lot coming up. So, hey, now, just want to throw that out there. But go ahead, June.
But that's what I'm saying. So now, looking at yesterday's episode, there's a couple of takes that made me uncomfortable, and I know because I've experienced this. I had some words with Neil before on the Jake Asman show, but it was real smooth. Me and Neil respected one another. He understood my perspective, I understood his. I think Neil's a very intellectual human being. I love his takes. And mind you, I'm not picking and choosing sides. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just saying who is one man to tell another man how to feel? Like, as a Jet fan, you can't tell me not to be upset or to stop talking about Rodgers. It's how I feel. You can't tell somebody how to feel. And we got to stop doing that. I can't say, yeah, Paul Green, all he does, he keeps on bringing hops on pops and, he be kidding. If I don't like it, mute it, tune it out. But we don't have a right as a human being. Forget about the Jets world. As a human being, you don't have the right to tell somebody how to feel. That's why you got people who, some are transgender, some are straight, some love Jesus Christ, some serve Muhammad. It's mind your business. If you don't like the way someone feels, it shouldn't affect you that much. There's a saying I live by. How you feel about me is none of my business. Because I'm not focused on how you feel about me. That's how I feel. And when I saw that yesterday with Ted, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of Ted. He can be condescending at times. He's twisted my words before too. Now it doesn't mean I don't respect him as a man, but he did kind of say Neil was a fake Jet fan. Guys, that's a crazy thing to tell somebody. When you've been watching the Jets as long as Neil, as long as me over 45 years, I'm not gonna lie. I got a lot of patience, but then when I'm on 10, I'm on 10. If somebody told me in my face, I'm saying, you're not a real Jet fan, we might be fighting, because that's how serious of the investment of time that I put into watching the team. We all have. Whether you've been a Jet fan like Connor Long for 2 years or 3 years, whatever he is, but he puts an investment in it. You can see the kid knows his stuff. Sure. Whether you are a fan like BG or like me, we all invest time. We all love the New York Jets. But to sit there and tell somebody you're not a real fan or you shouldn't feel this way, stop talking about it, dude, listen, bro. You can't control another man's thoughts. That's unacceptable.
Okay, what else do you have on Ted? Anything else on Ted?
He just rubs me as this dude who thinks like he knows what he's talking about. He was saying some bullshit, like straight up
bullshit.
He says a lot of bullshit. I'm dead ass. Like, I don't like his takes. He's not saying anything refreshing on you. When you challenge something he tells you, he likes to try to spin it and play victim. I'm not a Ted fan. And Ted, I know you're watching. I don't care how you feel because I don't care how you feel about me. Point blank. Now, another thing.
Hey, June, I'm not chewing gum today, by the way. I'm not chewing gum. But let me say this,
Man,
June.
why you keep on with that same stupid ass take, bro? Why you keep? I'm entitled to my opinion, bro. You're smirking, but it's not funny. I don't find you funny. You got a condescending attitude. You're probably a redneck behind closed doors. I see the redneck on you. Probably don't even like Latinos. I can see the vibe in you. I see it in your eyes. Stop the bullshit, bro. You're a condescending dude, bro. Stop.
June.
June what? I'm listening. June what?
Let's put this to bed. I'm
not
married to a
putting shit to bed. I don't gotta like your takes, and that's my opinion. You don't gotta like my takes, but at the end of the day, you be talking some bullshit, and that's what you do. You talk bullshit.
If you listen, you'll be quiet. I'm married to a Puerto Rican woman, so now you need to be quiet. But
she must not be for the
wait, no.
You act like a redneck.
No.
That's how you act. You say redneck shit. You say redneck shit. You do. But go ahead.
You don't want to listen. You don't want to listen and learn. So
you didn't.
Let's put this.
When you were talking to Neil yesterday, you didn't call him a fake Jets fan and then try to renege. That's not what I said. You said that.
Can I talk? Can I talk?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I am not you portray me as a redneck racist, and I'm married to a Hispanic woman. That's my first thing. My second thing, listen, June, if you remember the first thing Neil said on the call, Neil said, I can't wait to something to the effect of I can't wait for Rodgers to go to the Steelers. And I'm like, I don't care where he goes. That's my point. I don't care anymore. It's over. And Neil comes on every show and cries about Rodgers. It's time to go. It's time to move forward. June, how long of a breakup do you want to have with Rodgers?
You can't tell somebody to move on. That's like you break up with a woman and you still suffering and somebody tells you get over it. That's not how it works, Ted. That's not the world we live in. Let me cry. Let him smoke a cigar and cry.
This is not a relationship with a woman, though. This is a football team. June.
Do you know, Ted? See, pause right there, Ted. Sometimes people take being a fan more than a relationship with a woman. You know how many times I told my wife, "Don't talk to me now. We're losing. Get your ass over there." This is real shit. We're Jets fans.
That's different, but that's different though than being married to somebody or dating somebody. I just think it's a little over the top. At some point, you really have to call it a day and realize it's over with Rodgers. That was my point. And you know, I basically
let me get this out the way. I apologize for calling you. That was disrespectful. I'm man enough to say I apologize. Forgive me, Ted. Continue.
For calling me a redneck? I'll accept your apology. I'll accept your apology. Hey, June, you know, I can have an opinion. Listen, I try not to be condescending. I try to come at things with a different spin on it. And I don't want you to think I come off as an arrogant white guy, because I'm really not. I just have a strong take on the Jets. And I try to think outside the box. That's basically where I come from.
You know what's the problem, Ted? And it's not just you. The Jets are messing us all up. Can't you see what's happening? This is what happens when you like an organization ran by Mr. Woody. This is what happens. You get angry. Sundays is ruined for me. It used to be a day to praise God. I can't praise God when the Jets are letting me down and I can't even function after. I don't have sex on Sundays. Just cancel sex. There's no sex with the wife on Sundays because we lose all the damn time and I'm in the mood. I don't care if I take 5 blue chews. It's not working on Sundays.
Oh, good Lord. Wow.
It's too much pain. That's the problem. And you know, I don't know what's going to happen with the Jets, bro. Who's excited? Who could be excited for Justin Fields? Are we serious right now? We're excited. You know why we're excited? Because it gives us more hope than the trash they've been giving us all these years. Zach Wilson. And remember we had the faith in Fitzpatrick, and we were a game away from the playoffs, and he showed who he really was and threw like 3 picks. It's the Jets, bro.
June, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something real quick.
Yes, sir.
So just say we went with Neil's plan, and this is what kind of got me so upset. Say we went 9-8 with Rodgers, and we barely made the playoffs, right? And maybe we win or lose the first round. Who knows? We're not going anywhere, right? Now he's 42. The time is ticking again. So what's our plan? Are we going to run it back? Are we going to be the geriatrics and try to hope for a non-injury for Rodgers? I know we may draft a quarterback, but he's getting older. Devontae, he wants to probably win something at some point. He's getting older. You can't, and I said this to Neil, you can't be Darren Muji and have your quarterback the same age as you when you're a first-time GM. I would never bank on Rodgers. Can you imagine the embarrassment of Rodgers going down the first week, God forbid, and then they'd be like, Muji would look like a fool.
And I would just jump in just to add this, that I think if Muji goes, yeah, fuck it, let's go all Aaron Rodgers, he either gets hurt or it doesn't work out in any sort of way, that could fuck up his entire tenure. It was someone said earlier, right? First impressions are everything. Is snowball, right? You don't get a second chance to make first impressions. Once again, the world is all about ripple effects. You throw the rock in the water and then ripple, 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 ripple. If the Jets decided to keep Aaron Rodgers and company, right? Devontae stays, all kinds of shit changes with Aaron Rodgers staying here versus sending all those people out. There's all kinds of ripple effects that could have come back to Muji. I think what Muji, and I said this yesterday, Muji is choosing, and so is Aaron Glenn, to live and die by their sword. They're swimming in Justin Fields' waters and moving on from Aaron Rodgers. If they lose on that, they say, well, at least we made that decision. We pick Aaron Rodgers. We fail on that. Did we really have a chance to go through what our vision was for the team? Maybe not. So,
well, I think this is the issue with that, right? I want the Rodgers back, but the minute I realized he wasn't coming back, I was fortunate enough to be able to let it go. Some wasn't, some aren't. This is the thing with the Rodgers situation. I get a lot of Jake Asman's anger, a lot of Neil's anger, because it's like telling a person, hey, we're going through another rebuild. Don't worry, it's going to get better. And a lot of us is like, don't worry, another rebuild? So wait a minute. Every 3 to 5 years is another rebuild. I'm tired. I want to win now. I believe that Rodgers would have gave us the best chance to win. Whether he was going to win or not, no one knows, right? He could have got injured. Maybe he had another bad year. But I think he's fully healthy now. I would have liked to seen him healthy now, the way he feels now this year. I don't have no insider information on this, but I personally believe that it was a prerequisite of getting the Jets coaching job of not keeping Rodgers. That's what I believe. I believe Woody told Glenn, listen, I don't want his ass in this building. If you're going to take this, get his ass up out of here. All that about it's the coach's decision, I don't believe that 1 second. Once again, I could be totally wrong, but I just believe that whatever coach was going to take over the Jets position, you wasn't going to get Rodgers. Get rid of Rodgers. Return the leaf. It's over with. Do I have a little faith in Justin Fields? I'm going to be honest. Every year is a Super Bowl year for me. Every year I think we win in the Super Bowl. I'm lowering my expectations. I just want to see a competitive team that in the fourth quarter we have a chance to win. That's all I want.
And June, maybe that's what we need, right? Our expectations the last 2 years, I'll speak for myself, but I'm sure other Jet fans did. Oh, we could win the bleeping Super Bowl. We have Aaron Rodgers. And we had our expectations here, and the results were here. Maybe it's about time that narrative flipped. Our expectations lower. And we're like, you know what? Let's just come into this with an open mind. And, oh, shit. We were surprised. That's the Vince Vaughn line from the movie Dodgeball. I set expectations low so I can never disappoint myself. You set them low, and all of a sudden, Justin Fields, again, we sort of talked about it earlier, maybe the Jets go 9-8. Maybe this running game controlled, right? Flory Lilly might have brought it up earlier, too, like a 2009-ish kind of thing. Justin Fields is Mark Sanchez on steroids. You have a really good defense. You have all the enough talent on offense. You sort of figure it out, get a chance to end the playoff drought. We get that monkey off our back. We could breathe and move forward. Sure, maybe that's possible.
You know what happened last year, and I think we all noticed this. For the first time in a long time since the Rich Kotite era, I saw players giving up. There was a couple games that I just didn't see like they didn't want to be there. Some players, the energy wasn't there. We got smoked a couple of games. I'm like, damn, they're not really showing effort, So let me see some effort. I think Glenn can bring that. I just want to see in the fourth quarter, even if we lose. I don't want to lose, but I want to see us competitive in games in the fourth quarter. Whether I just want to see us fighting for a chance to win. If they can give me that and win 2 games, I'll be happy. At least I can say, damn, we fought. Last year we did not fight. It was a disaster. The coaching staff was one of the worst coaching staffs in the NFL.
That's the biggest upgrade, June, that we have on this team. We hope is the improvement of coaching staff. Put everything else aside. The new quarterback, new pieces, all over that shit. If the coaching is as much better, improved as we think it is, then who knows how many games the Jets can win. We talk about last year, the Jets won 5 games, but how many games did they blow? A lot of those were on coaching. You have good coaching, all of a sudden, maybe you can flip that, even with lesser talent, if that is how it is perceived that the Jets have this roster. Maybe better coaching refines the talent we have, and thus we get a better result in the end, which, like I said,
let me say these last 2 things too, Paul.
Yes.
Regardless if I'm angry at Ted says, or Neil says, or Jared, anybody. The one thing as Jet fans should never be spoken of, never call another Jet fan a fake Jet fan. We are all Jet
or a
fans.
redneck. Either one of those two. Those two are
I apologize. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Those are the top 2. I've always said this. I have a sign. Yeah, you did. I have a sign on my wall though. That the 2 things you never call a Jets fan. Number 1, don't call him fake, and number 2, no rednecks. Boom, boom.
And now another thing. Last tape.
Yeah.
On Bobby Midnight, I seen that part.
Oh.
We have to understand. Tender. We all know, I want to use my wording correctly. We all know that something's not correct. But here's the thing. When you put them on the platform, the Bobby Midnights, the Beast Breakers, and people like that, when you put those guys on high pedestals, they feel themselves. That was a feel myself call. It was a crazy. I won't even take that serious. It's actually comical. It's crazy. You gotta cut him some slack. Bobby is Bobby. But I thought it was a classic call, and he was really pissed off. But he's looking for you. He's pissed off with you. Just throw this concept.
He is. Hey, we'll see. Bobby has not called into the show yet today, so this show is almost as long as yesterday. I've left the door open for a Bobby call. I don't know if that's coming, but that's okay. Bobby, and anyone for that matter, are allowed to call in or not call in if they want to or don't want to. I had this show 5 years ago, and the only people that called in were my mama. So, you know what? People can call in or not call in. That's up to them. But June, I appreciate your 2 things, and that you and Ted were able to figure this out. That was that got a little intense there.
No, I like Ted until he makes me not like him again. Now I like Ted.
Okay, all right, we're back on Pro Ted.
Everyone has an opinion, and you don't take anything as condescending. A lot of it is. I have a dry sense of humor, so you got to read between the lines a little bit.
And also, I just want to end on this. This is a pro Puerto Rican podcast. This is a very pro Puerto Rican podcast. God bless.
Have a good one, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Ted. Thanks, June. God bless. Pro Puerto Rican, my mother. As her nickname goes, the Puerto Rican princess. God bless to my mother if she's watching the show. One of the best. Appreciate it. A passionate show. Introduction of new characters like James. James, thanks for calling in. And so many others. We had OGs. We had new Gs. A lot of Gs. Over 1,000 people in the room right now. 2.5-hour live stream. We were live for over 5 hours over the last 2 days. We were live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. You guys can always call into the show. Those phone lines are open in the second half of every program. Appreciate you guys having today's show. What a classic. God bless. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow morning for Mock Draft Monday and all kinds of other draft action. Jet fans, God bless. We'll see you then.